Okay, test 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, test. Testing 1, 2.
Sporting events a year. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Good evening, everyone. On a hot, humid night, the 2015 football season is about to get underway. Arch rivals Greencastle and Chambersburg kick it off at Trojan Stadium. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender. By Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent. By Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency serving the tri-state area for 35 years. By Lecron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. And by Klein Tours, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit KleinTours.net for complete tour schedule. Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Klein. Greg Hoover and Rick Lewis will be along to bring you the play-by-play of tonight's game. This is the sixth meeting between these two teams, dating back to 2010. Chambersburg currently leads the series, 3 victories to 2. The Trojans coming off of a big win the Blue Devils coming off of a big win a year ago against Chambersburg that sent Chambersburg to a 1-9 season. The Trojans are trying to show some improvement over last year. They had trouble moving the ball all season long. Their lone victory came at Mifflin County by a score of 20-0. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils started off with a record of 4 wins and no losses, and it looked for a while like a possible undefeated season was possible. They had a big game at East Pennsboro, lost that. They went on to lose 4 of their last 6 games last year and failed to make the playoffs. Greencastle did suffer a lot of injuries, which played a major role in that losing streak at the end of the season. And also, the Blue Devils last year faced several teams, and if Greencastle is going to do anything this season, they're going to have to learn to defense that spread offense. Teams were very effective against the Blue Devils with that spread offense, coming down the stretch, including Chambersburg in the final game of the season. The Greyhounds, who had trouble scoring for the most part all year, opened it up, and Chuck Tanitas expects to see at least 7 teams this year that will throw out that spread offense for Greencastle. And welcome aboard to tonight's pregame show. And the pregame show is brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. We will be coming back, and when we do, Chambersburg Trojans head coach Mark Saunders joins us to talk about his football team and the upcoming game tonight. This is the F&M Trust, the Sports Network, on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you.
No regrets.
With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust's special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Chalk Talk
The only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football is on MidPennBroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Okay, we're talking with Chambersburg Trojans head coach Mark Saunders, and another football season is here. So what does things look like here in 2015 after a 1-9 season?
Well, I think excitement is abounding everywhere. We've had a good preseason, got good preseason work in. The kids been working hard, so we're excited to get things going. I think we're to a point where we're kind of tired of going against one another, beating up on one another. I think we've had some good scrimmages or whatever, but now's the time to really just go out and show what we can do, and hopefully we'll be in a situation where we can come up with a win Friday tomorrow night, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, and you're playing a tough Greencastle team. Yeah.
Well, they're always tough. Coach Tenennis does a great job with his program, and his team exemplifies really who he is. He's a tough guy, and really he's a stickler for just hard work, and we're trying to do the same thing. So those games have always been pretty exciting. We're expecting a big crowd tonight, and like I said, the excitement is everywhere, as it should be. It's the first game of the year, and at this point, everybody's undefeated. So, we just want to go out and hopefully just play well, which I think we will.
And some competition for positions this year on the ball club, which may be a good thing.
Yeah, I think competition is always good. I think far too many times when you don't have competition, it can bring about some complacency among not only the players, but at that particular position. But a lot of competition. A lot of guys have really had to step up in terms of being accountable. We can't, whether it's catching the ball or spending time catching extra balls, just whatever they need to do to better themselves. We've been trying to do that as a group and as individuals. So I think that can only help your team.
Okay, and off-season, I'm sure it was a busy off-season for everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you go 1-9, then there's really no time to rest. You need to evaluate everything that goes on with your program, and then you try to move forward with that. And it's been a busy off-season, but it's been a type of season where, we've really seen kids grow. We've seen kids step up their leadership abilities, in terms of getting everybody united. And I just think that right now we are and do all they can to help the team win. So that's all you can ask for in a good group of guys working together.
So you expect to see a lot of improvement over a year ago.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm banking on that. I'm not a big man, but I think that with all the hard work these guys have put in, I expect to see some good things happen tonight, and I think they will. And again, I think you get to a situation where when you get to the first game of the year, the hours leading up to that is pretty stressful, but it really helps me when I see my kids' faces, doing class. They'll stop by and mainly checking on me because they know who I am. I'm the type of guy, that wants to get things going right away, but really expect the most out of them. So I think expectations are high, which they should be. You would think that a team that went through last year, you don't think expectations would be very high, but we're a confident group. I think we got some guys that are in leadership positions that really have helped us become a team. So I'm excited.
Okay, and so injury-wise, are you okay coming into tonight after the off season?
Yeah, everybody's healthy. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think going into the first game of the year, you want to have all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed, which we do, and so we're looking forward to a good night. It's always when you're playing a competition against a a rivalry opponents, things happen that you're really not prepared for, because it's a rivalry game. But if we don't do the things you need to do to win, if we don't turn the ball over, if we don't give up big plays, then I think we have a great night tonight. So I'm excited for that.
And numbers-wise, it seems like you're up quite a bit from a year ago.
Well, I think it's about the same.
Oh, it's about the same.
It's about the same. I think I'm more concerned about the quality more so than numbers. Now, you got to have numbers too. I understand that, but I just think we're just a better quality football team. By that I mean, from position you have good kids there, good quality, good football players. But our Achilles heel, I think it's going to be depth. Early on the season, particularly tonight, it's going to be hot, humid out there. So we got to have some guys to step up to help guys who are playing a lot. So we probably have more two-way players this year than I've ever had before, which is good because that means that one, I think our kids are in better physical shape and so they can play two ways. But we got to have for some guys to step in for one or two plays. It's going to help us and continue to make progress while those guys can maybe get a sip or two of water.
And also you have some transfers that has come in from the off-season.
Yeah, well, we've got Warren Lee. Warren is from Snow Hill in Ocean City, but he's a Baltimore native. Warren's with us now. Good player, good team player. I really like him. Sean Vessa, who was a Chambersburg kid, but went to Mercersburg. He's back in our program now. So I think those are going to be two guys that I think are going to have the most immediate impact on what we're doing on both sides of the ball. So we're glad to have them, and they definitely have made us a better football team, I believe.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much, and good luck tonight and throughout this 2015 season.
Well, I appreciate it, Gary. It's always good talking with you.
Okay, thank you. And that was Chambersburg Trojans head football coach Mark Saunders as we approach kickoff 15 minutes away from the start of the high school football season. And I am going to be joined by Lizzie Arbogast from Game Time PA and Public Opinion who covers high school football. And I know you've already made a lot of friends in Greencastle, Lizzie, with your prediction
9-3
of the Blue Devils season, 9-3. And
I just want to see somebody win a playoff game.
Yeah,
it hasn't happened yet since I've been here.
I know. It has only happened about 3 times in history, I think. And one of those was Shippensburg beating Greencastle. Yes. But why such a lofty prediction for the Blue Devils after a 4-6 season?
Well, I think that 4-6 wasn't very indicative. They were 5-5. It wasn't very
5-5.
It wasn't very indicative of how good they were. I mean, they were 4-0 until Derek Measle and Bray Peck went down. They're both back.
6-4, actually. Yeah.
6-4.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're doing good.
Yeah.
And I went through their schedule, and I really think they've got winnable non-league games other than Hershey, which even they could win that. I don't know. But I think that they have a lot of good pieces. They picked up some good people in Bailey Parker, Liam Okel, who didn't play last year. They have the people that were injured back. I don't know. I think they're going to do well.
Yeah, well, last year they had trouble defending that spread when teams would spread the field.
But now they have Liam Okel, who can run 100 yards in 4 seconds.
Yeah, and
that was an exaggeration.
And it's Chuck Tanitas, Greencastle coach, mentioned that he would expect as many as 7 teams to spread it against them.
Yeah, I would think so. There's definitely a trend in this area towards going toward that. I'm not sure what the reason is, but I don't think it's a bad strategy.
Yeah, and it was proved very successful.
Right. I mean, look at Waynesboro. They opened it up and did crazy good offensively.
And the Chambersburg Trojans on the other side of it, 1-9 last season, and they come into this season with some very big question marks.
Look, I'm going to hold out hope for the Trojans until I see them tonight, but I just don't know that they can improve that much. I mean, their offense was really not good last year. And if you can't score touchdowns, you can't win football games.
Yeah, it was non-existent. They were into the state college game in about week 5 before they had consecutive first downs in a ball game.
Yeah, and they had negative yardage in one game.
Yeah.
I mean,
can you turn that around instantly?
Well, and that's what I don't know because I haven't seen those transfers that Saunders has been talking a lot about. Darius Johnson has improved. The line has improved maybe a little bit. So.
And Caden Hoover is the starting quarterback.
Caden Hoover, I got the answer finally.
Yeah, Mark Saunders mentioned today it was indeed going to be Caden Hoover.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call though, because if you've got two quarterbacks that are pretty much equal, one of them's a sophomore, why not groom your guy that's going to be there for the next 2 years?
Yes, it would make sense, especially when you're still in a rebuilding mode.
Right.
I mean, after 1-9, and then of course always to complicate things for Chambersburg. If they don't get some victories early, it's going to be tough with the Commonwealth schedule.
Although I heard Carlisle's really not very good, so maybe we were talking last week.
Yes, we were talking on Chalk Talk, and Mifflin County possibly would be.
But they need confidence, I think, is a big thing. They need to see that they can beat Shippensburg and Greencastle. These should be wins for Chambersburg. They should come out of the season the start of the season 2-0.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, by all means, it shouldn't even be a close contest. When you take a look at Chambersburg, their size, and Shippensburg and Greencastle. So we're about to see it. What about the Colonial Division this year, aside from Greencastle?
I don't know. It's such a question mark. I think East Pennsboro will have a run at it. Waynesboro, who knows? They could have a run at it, or they could not at all. I don't know. I heard Northern looks pretty good. Big Spring looks improved. Shippensburg could do well. I think it's pretty wide open. I mean, Greencastle obviously going 8-3 or 9-3 going to win.
Yep. We'll see.
Well, they might tie. They might tie with East Pennsboro, co-crowns, because they're going to lose to East Pennsboro, according to my calculations.
You had it figured. I know.
Point spread and everything.
Put a whole lot of work into that.
I did.
Yeah. So, and we'll see. And in Greencastle, we hope your predictions. They hope your predictions come true. Only maybe take it a little further, Lizzie.
But remember, when I predict things, it goes the opposite. But they can't end 3-9. So at least there's that.
No, that would be impossible.
That would be impossible.
Okay, Lizzie, thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you at halftime.
And we'll talk to you at halftime.
Thank you.
Okay, Lizzie Arbogast from Game Time PA and Public Opinion. And when we come back, Greg Hoover and Rick Lewis will be along with the play-by-play of tonight's Greencastle-Antrim Blue Devils, Chambersburg Trojans opening night football game. Pre-game show has been brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro.
Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you.
No regrets.
With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Have heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Your home Franklin County sports. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to Trojan Stadium. It is the home opener of the Chambersburg Trojans, the opening game of the 2015 football season. And as we are getting ready for kickoff here, first up on the agenda, the playing of our national anthem. To do so, here is the Chambersburg Area Senior High School Marching Band, the colors presented by their Junior ROTC program. Welcome again, everyone. Greg Hoover, along with my good friend Rick Lewis, who, Rick, I have one concern that somewhere along this game tonight you'll be calling for a three-point play, a three-point shot, or take the ball down low, because I know basketball is your sport, but we are doing football. You got that squared away,
I got
right?
it. I think at the end of the day, you still have to score more points than your opponent, so we can figure it out. We're rooting for the Blue Devils. So the last time you and I were together, Greg, we saw a fantastic end to the girls' basketball season, and tonight we're looking forward to a fantastic start to the football season.
But my thanks to Gary Klein and Lizzie for doing the pregame show, setting you all up with what's going to occur here tonight. As soon as they get the big Trojan guy off the field, they'll be able to start this when our captains are walking out now to the center of the field, and they'll do the coin toss. It is, again, okay, it's not a beautiful night for football. It is a tad bit warm, 87 degrees. The humidity is up a little bit. And, again, you know, it's the beauty of football, or maybe not the beauty of football, that one night you can be in an 87 degree and the next night it can be 23 and 2 inches of snow on the ground.
Back to why I'm a basketball guy, Greg.
I'm with you on that one.
But no, it's exciting. You know, I was just talking to a friend on the way in. The college football was on last night. Tonight we got the start of the high school season. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of high expectations for the Blue Devils, and this gets it started. So can't wait.
Well, when you come in with 30 seniors on your team and you look at the skilled positions and most of the other positions that are occupied in the starting lineup, most of those are seniors. They're coming off a 6-4 season last year that truly did not end the way they wanted it to end, and only because, and you've heard the story over and over again, injuries really just took the steam out of the Blue Devils, and there was not much they could do after the injury bug got them.
Well, it was really a tale of two seasons. 4-0, riding high, game of the week up at East Pennsboro, great atmosphere, and Derek Measle and Bray Peck, probably the two most important offensive weapons, both get hurt, and it just snowballed from there. And 6-4, missed the playoffs for the third straight year. I know that's not what they were hoping for. And then this year, like you said, it's phenomenal. I've been involved in high school sports now for over 20 years. I don't remember ever hearing about 30 seniors on a team. That's unbelievable, and just the 70 kids turnout shows a great deal of what everyone thinks of the program.
Well, that's true. You know, again, Chuck Tadina starting year number 28 in the program. Certainly the dean of coaches in this area, and probably one of the, I would say, probably in the state of Pennsylvania. I know George Curry up at Berwick still coaching, but this supposedly is his last year. But credit to Chuck and his staff. They have kept things together here, and again, a couple couple down years, and went 5-5, 5-5, and 6-4, missed the playoffs. But this year is the year that the expectations are high. For Chambersburg, a lot of question marks for this team. A team that could not produce points last year. That's the big question. They gave up 40 points in like 6 of their ball games. Just not very good the whole way around. Opening kickoff going to go deep back, and it will be taken by Demetrius Burton at the 3-yard line. Demetrius brings it out, cuts to his right, still on his feet, finally knocked down at the 20. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't him?
No, 31.
Oh, okay. Kyrene Zimmerman. I'm sorry, Kyrene.
Well, you said it about Coach Taninis. He's a traditionalist, no question about it. But you get 70 kids to come out. The last 11 years, you've been 500 or better. That's what you're looking for in any kind of high school program. So
actually, in his 28 years, he's a 52% win, which is pretty good. They're going to split the backs, one on the ride. Straight back of the pocket goes Spencer Myers, throws it to Peck over the middle. Peck could not get a hold of it, and Ray Peck back in the lineup for the Blue Devils after being injured last year. And I got to tell you a secret. Maybe the first time in the history of those 28 years that they didn't do the fullback straight up the middle.
Well, that might be coming on this play now. Coach Dennis got the headset back on, so I'm not sure he might take over play calling duty. Number 12, Warren Lee, was a defender on that, and Chambersburg's looking for him to be a big offensive player for them as well. Spencer Myers, a third-year quarterback. Third-year quarterback hits Bray Peck, one of their major offensive weapons. One of the keys, talking to some of the coaches, is Bray Peck has to get out in pass coverage. They're a little concerned about their offensive line, and as a big tight end, if he has to stay in and help protect, it's one less weapon for them to throw to.
Well, the offensive line suffered 2 injuries before the season even started, but they still loaded up with 5 seniors up there. There was really only 1 underclassman, and this is Measles again. Finds a hole coming through on the play-action move, and he's up over the 50, down to the 45, and they'll set the ball just at the 45-yard line.
Derek Measle might be the best athlete in a great athletic class, and he got a little seam and broke it for 15 yards. And Greencastle, one of the things that coaching in the school district and seeing our kids need to play with an edge. They need to play with a little bit of fire. Now, we don't always do that, but they're coming out, they're getting momentum, and they look good right now.
They certainly do. They'll send Christian Gleckman out to the far side in the slot to the right and out of the shotgun. They're going to hand it off this time to Bailey Parker. His first run in about 2 years as he missed last year. He goes up over the 40 down to the 35, and the first flag of the night is thrown.
It's nice to see Bailey Parker back as well. Missed last year. It just gives him another compliment, another athletic player. And we'll talk about that when it's going to be brought back, though. Unfortunately, it looks like holding on the Blue Devils.
Last year, the Blue Devils suffered. They had too many penalties. They had some stupid penalties. And you know what? Penalties always occur at the wrong time, it seems like, and that was no exception last year for the Blue Devils. They would have a big play, and it would be called back because someone held. I'm just trying to look here at penalties. Last year, the Blue Devils had averaged, what would that be? Now, they had 488 penalty yards. That's a lot of yards. That's almost 50 a ball game. They're going to go to the opposite side and give it to Bailey Parker again. He'll pick up about 9 on that run, but the penalty only makes it 2nd and 5.
No, but I think the good thing we're seeing here is they're getting holes. The offensive line, we know about Spencer Myers. We know about Derek Measle. We know about Bray Peck. We're going to find out about kids like Randy Harn, Jeremy Anderson, Sean Walk. If we know their names as well at the end of this game, we know our offensive line stepped up and made some things happen.
Great point. Play action again. Spencer rolling to his left side. He's going to keep it. Tucks it in. Runs himself out of bounds. It's going to be shy of that first down, I believe. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. First one for the Blue Devils. First 3rd down situation here in the 2015 season. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. So I think they have their whole playbook here, Greg, because you're probably going to go for it. So you're driving on Chambersburg's 38-yard line. So you might get creative here.
Coach Tennant's going to call a timeout. Not happy already with the play, with those calling the play. So our coach is up in our press box with us, and to our right, Rick. This is sort of like a homecoming for me. For 15 years, I did play-by-play for the Chambersburg Trojans on WCHA, football and basketball. Football, obviously, again for 15 years. It was 2001 when Don Fulmer retired, and I didn't follow his footsteps. It was just time to move on, and CHA stopped broadcasting the game. So I'm sitting in the same seat that I used to do many years ago.
Looking the same.
Well, I thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I had the same pregame meal that I always had up here, was the sausage fully loaded with a Coke. I did, because of my increasing weight, did not get the Reese's cup. So I don't know.
Your discipline is commendable.
Oh, yeah. So it is good to be back here at Trojan Stadium. Of course, from that time on, when I first came here, it was a grass field, and this was the home side. And now it is no longer. Well, actually, the home side was on the other side, but this was the main press box. They do have a new one up. First play hit, and that was going nowhere to James Hines, as Hines is stopped by the interior of the Chambersburg line.
Yeah, it could have been a little more creative there, like we talked about. James Hines ran for a tough kid, ran for over 480 yards last year, but I think everybody was aware that play was going up the middle, and it got stopped. Looks like Spencer Myers is going to be the punter as well this year.
Well, I was trying to decide who was. They went through a few last year, and now Myers, which makes it interesting when you do that. At the 50, left-footed, pooches it down. It's going to go out of bounds a little way far up than he wanted it to, and as it sort of ricocheted off his foot to the left, the ball will rest at the 20. So no harm, no foul on that one. Think about it.
Well, they got the jitters out of the way. We'll see what the defense can do. And as Gary talked about during the basketball season, is, we talked about Greencastle moving up to Quad A, and that's just the division and leagues you're in. You've got to deal with it.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it.
That's what you've got to do. So Chambersburg, this is an important possession. Number 11, Caden Hoover, a sophomore quarterback, has won the job. And there's Lee, number 12. Is the running back we talked about a little earlier.
Yeah, jet sweep for him as he goes to the right side. Doesn't get a whole lot of yardage out of that run, as he is brought down by Demetrius Burton on the defensive side of things.
It's funny, Coach Shanitis is a wing T guy, and you hear about that all the time. It's an old-fashioned offense. Chambersburg, because of their problems last year, is actually going to the wing T, trying to simplify things and get some things positive on their end.
Pickup of a few yards on the play. They'll work a 2nd and 9 situation. Chambersburg moving left to right in the home blue uniforms. Blue Devils are in the white tops, blue pants, and Chambersburg blue tops and white pants. As we said, moving left to right. Straight up the middle on the play. It doesn't go very far here. The marker being moved maybe 2 yards up, bringing up a second, maybe a 3rd and 6 situation.
Jeremy Anderson, number 68, is the biggest Blue Devil, and he does a good job at nose guard. And I know, reading several articles and talking to some of the players, they really need him to be a rock up. And defensively, Greencastle's adjusted because of their athletes. They're actually going with a 3-4
season, and Bray Peck will pick that one up.
Bray Peck has probably the most college potential of any Blue Devil out there, and his size and athletic ability, and he can be a dominant force when he wants to be.
Bray listed as 6'3", 230 pounds, and he's just strong.
Yep,
he's just strong.
Great kid. He almost, and you hate to say this, it can sometimes be too nice. He just doesn't have that fire sometimes, but he's a great kid. He's very coachable. As Bailey Parker fair catches the ball at the 42, great field position, Greg.
It is. The last time the Blue Devils picked it up at the 20, they moved it to the other 20, so now they'll start at the 42-yard line. Blue Devils ran 7 plays and a punt, and it was 3 and out for the Trojans here. Trojans, again, as I was saying, moving left to right. The Blue Devils are moving right to left. They'll move into the closed end here at Trojan Stadium. It is from the south to the north that they move. Blue Devils come out. It is Tyler Jeffries at the wide-out position on the left side. Everybody in tight for the Blue Devils. Then he hands it back to Measle, and Measle picks up 4 yards, 2nd and 6. You mentioned the defense and the adjustment. They for 27 years, Chuck has played a 4-4. This year they will go to the 3-4, 3 people up front on the line. And again, they're going to play 7 teams that play the spread.
And that really hurt us. You have Sam Sprague, Derek Measle, Bailey Parker, Votrell. you've got good athletes. You've got to get your athletes in there. I don't care what you run, what sport it is. As the illustrious Barry Sanders or Switzer said, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes and not the X's and the O's.
Yeah, that's right.
And any defense looks a lot better when you have those type of athletes in there. But Coach Dennis does recognize as 7 teams are playing the spread, they have to do a better job, and they just don't have. It's the way the kids are on this team, and you have to adjust a little bit every year. They don't have the huge Bobby Riders and kids like that they had last year, so he had to make the adjustment.
6:30 remaining and opening quarter. Blue Devils' second drive of the ball game. They're going to go back to Demetrius Burton, his second time that he's touched the ball in this driving consecutive runs, and this time he picks up the Blue Devil first down.
Coaches are very high on Demetrius Burton. Great speed, great athleticism. The only question would be is his size at this level, but he looked pretty strong there, moving the pile forward.
The only sophomore that really has seen playing time in offense and defense is everybody else is a senior this year. And again, that's why everybody's high on the Blue Devils. Keep them healthy. There's not a team on that schedule that they cannot beat. Not saying they can't be beaten, but they can play and win every ball game if they play to their potential. Out of the shotgun, little.
I do like so far the offense the Blue Devils are running. They would hurt this team just to run it as much as they the ground and pound that we typically do. And Spencer Myers should have great command of it, and he's got the weapons to utilize.
Blue Devils bring up to the line as Spencer brings his group up. Burton to his right, out of the gun. He's quickly out here.
Wow, he's got plenty of room, Greg.
Oh, it is. It's Measles on the right side, down the sideline, and knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Nobody was guarding him, Rick, or if they were, they gave him too many steps. The quick pass out, and another first down. Blue Devils knocking on the door. Chambersburg will have to pick things up here. Spencer goes to the gun again with this time, in motion goes Measles. They're going to give him on the jet sweep to the left side.
Oh, no.
Ball's coughed up. Fumble. On the ground it goes. Chambersburg says they have it, and it does appear, so we get the English language corrected here, that they do, and the call is for them.
Number 53, Kelton Stashlik, jumps on it. You said it a little bit earlier, Greg. Penalties, turnovers, and that was a golden opportunity. Greencastle is dominating this game, and unfortunately it's 0-0.
It is, and you're right. They have completely dominated. Chambersburg trots out the offense for the second look. They've first time out, 3 and out, punted it away. Blue Devils got excellent field position, but could not capitalize on it. And again, turnover number 1 of the season. And again, I'll say they're all at inopportune times. So,
well, it is in any sport. If you're coaching, you can handle mistakes that are effort mistakes. You can handle things like that. What you struggle with was Derek, and I'm sure Derek would be the first to tell you, he wasn't hit hard, he wasn't straight, he just lost control of the foot. It was just ball security, and unfortunately, as you said, there's never a good time for a turnover.
Now, last year, 17 fumbles, 11 of them that they lost. Their opponents only coughed it up 16 times and gave it up 7, so it was a +4 advantage for the other teams, the opponents last year. First run on that offensive series picks up about 2 yards as they ran straight up the middle. The Trojans taking the ball over at the 10-yard line.
And here's where Chambersburg has to improve, Greg. They've got to get a couple first downs. They can't just keep putting their defense in that tough position.
Hoover rolling, left-hander throws, completes the pass at the 15-yard line, hit right away and brought down by Parker.
Nice play by Bailey Parker. Yep. One-on-one tackle, wrapped him up, maybe gained a yard at the most. But again, Chambersburg struggling to gain any yards, and eventually if they keep giving Greencastle the ball on this side of the field, they're going to be in for a long evening.
Third down situation, 3rd and 5 for the Trojans here with 4:18 remaining in quarter number 1. No score on the board. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Straight back from the gun. Whistle blows, should be motion most likely against the Trojans as the play is stopped on the flag. No, it's going to go against the Blue Devils. We'll wait for the official call. They don't. Offsides against the Blue Devils.
Another costly mistake. I think that's going to give Chambersburg a first down. Yep, it's going to be just enough.
Yep, first down for them on the penalty.
And again, those aren't aggressive mistakes. They're not trying to gain extra yards. They're just bad mistakes.
So now, second life for the Trojans. They'll come with 2 receivers to the far wide side, 3 on the short side, and in motion will come the ball carrier. He, on the jet sweep, breaks a tackle or 2. Uh-oh, he has another one broken, and down here, one man to beat that is Sam Sprague to get him, and Sprague jumps on him and throws him down at the 25-yard line.
Darius Johnson with a nice run for the Trojans. He's a 5'10", 165-pound senior, got a crease, and Sam Sprague saved the touchdown. It really looked like 2 missed tackles sprung him, and he took off in the open field.
Well, that was Sprague's
hurry up offense here by Chambersburg.
Didn't go to huddle as Hoover gets them up quickly. Same offensive set, and they're going to run it the opposite way this time. And
nice play.
This time they go nowhere with it as
Matthew Chrisman.
Matthew Chrisman makes the stop on Warren Lee.
And he had him lined up right from jump there.
Warren Lee is one of the transfers in this year that Chambersburg picked up from the Baltimore area. They picked up 3, actually. Sam Vesa from Mercersburg Academy and one other, Cameron Green from Altoona. So nice pickups from them on the transfer. Lee has run the ball twice now. And again, nice stop by Chrisman.
Well, here's the situations, Greg. We'll find out if our pass defense has improved because they're in a spread formation.
And they run the draw play, and nice play by the Blue Devils. They give it to Lee again coming out of the backfield. They're going to pick up a few yards on it, but certainly nothing, about 5 yards shy of the first down. Straight up the middle run as everybody's looking at pass, and they go with the run.
You know, it's going to be interesting here. Both teams, Greencastle has 70 kids. It looks like Chambersburg's probably in the 60s. It is hot.
It's hot.
It's the first game. It's hot. So you have nervous energy. Now we're going to settle in here, but Greencastle's tested now. They've got to respond. This is the first time that they've been kind of pushed back on their heels.
Same formation. Hoover rolls to the left, throws down in the corner, has a man open, but he overthrows the intended receiver, who was double teamed, by the way, and it falls incomplete. Pass was intended for Sam Blevins, their leading receiver from last year.
He's a nice-looking athlete, Greg.
2:16 remaining in the quarter. Going to bring up a 4th down situation for Coach Mark Saunders, and the question is, what do you do here, Rick?
Well, they're going to go for it. I like my chances throwing the ball, even though he was double covered. There was a window to get it into him. If I'm playing against Greencastle, I think they're going to have to prove to me that they can stop the pass.
They're going to send Sean Veza out here to the right side, straight back in the pocket. Hoover stops, fires, and almost intercepted. Sprague stepped in front of the intended receiver, did not get the INT, but he did get the breakup.
Well, and they answered my question, and Coach Saunders thought like I did. We're going to find out if they can stop the pass, and that was very good coverage. Chrisman had him from behind, Sprague in the front, and broken up nicely. Now, as again, early in the season, Greencastle was pushed. They responded. Let's see if they can go on a positive drive.
From the 28-yard line, their own 28-yard line, as they have now started from the 20, Chambersburg's 42, and now their own 28.
Greg, you said it earlier. You did games here before. This is just a beautiful complex.
Oh, it's a wonderful complex. Spencer out of the shotgun, has no one to throw to. Coverage was great for Chambersburg that time, and he's knocked out of bounds after picking up about a yard or 2 on the play. Neither team has really run more than 7 plays. That was the opening drive for the Blue Devils, and just really, and then the Blue Devils they punted and then did fumble on that second one. There's a procedure penalty marched off against the Blue Devils, their 3rd penalty of the ball game.
Yep, got to get the nerves out and got to just play ball now.
58 penalties last year for the Blue Devils. Opponents racked up 47, and that's about 5 a game, 5.8 a game when you play 10. Blue Devils will have to make corrections on that. It is first game. You do expect some timing penalties, though Chambersburg has yet to do so. Up under center for the first time, Spencer Myers.
Right there.
Someone moved again.
Tyler Jeffries, a split end, moved.
Now to move him back 5 more. So 4 penalties, about 20 yards so far in this one.
And that's just concentration, Greg. We got to clean that up, and I'm sure Coach will be the first one to tell you that.
1:56, first quarter, no score. Blue Devils in Chambersburg. It was one of those games coming in where everyone has picked the Blue Devils to win. No one really knows what Chambersburg really has this year, and the inkling that the Blue Devils are loaded. In motion, Measles. On the little counter, they're going to go to Bailey Parker. Parker tucks his head and his shoulders and comes up over the 25 to the 28-yard line.
I think Coach Dennis has just decided we're going back to what we know and what we do. There was nothing fancy about that. They just blew a hole in the middle, and Bailey Parker sucked it up and took it up there for about 8 yards.
Still 11 yards away from a first down here, deep in their own territory on their third possession of the ball game. Spencer brings his team up. He'll work out of the gun, lining up his receivers as he sends Gleichman over to the other side to line up as a flanker. They're going to give it to Parker again. Parker tripped up as he goes across the line of scrimmage, but he's able to make his way up over the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Interesting third down for the Blue Devils.
Well, and Spencer Myers is the punter, it looks like, and I don't think that's his super strength, so until we get situated here, I'd like to play this game in Chambersburg end as much as we could.
Yeah, well, I think you have to, and I again knowing the philosophy of Chuck, he's not going to, and there is yet another penalty. That's going to be a delay of game. Wow.
That is a wow. And, Greg, you can say it's the first game, but as we talked about, we have 30 seniors, and these are unforced errors. These are totally unforced errors, and delay of games, offsides, encroachment. Those are things. These boys have been playing for a long time, and they played in a lot of big games last year. I mean, this was the core group last year.
Mm-hmm. It was. 14 seconds. This will be maybe the last play of the first quarter. By the way, against Chambersburg last year, Blue Devils committed 11 penalties. So they're not there yet. Spencer steps up in the pocket, loses the football.
I think he got it back.
He has it back because Chambersburg is not celebrating, and so that will bring up a fourth down situation again for the Blue Devils as the quarter has come to an end here for the Blue Devils. No score up on the board. The Blue Devils and Chambersburg Trojans tied after quarter number 1 on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust's special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Football season is here, and Klein Tours has your ticket and bus transportation to NFL action. We have trips to all Baltimore Ravens home games. Join Klein Tours as we travel to Miami to watch the Ravens play the Dolphins December 6th through 9th. We have your ticket and transportation to see the Washington Redskins. Trips to New York City, Atlantic City, multi-day tours, and more. Klein Tours, the Tri-State's #1 tour and travel agency. Visit us online at kleintours.com or phone 717-597-5997.
MidpennBroadcasting.com.
Well, a Spencer Myers punt that didn't look like it was going to go anywhere took a gigantic bounce and kept on rolling on this turf down inside the 30-yard line. That was a nice punt. I'm not sure the distance-wise on that.
Just how he drew it up.
Yeah. That will be probably his longest of the season with that one.
Well, we talked about it, Greg. One thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see bad body language on the sidelines here for the Blue Devils. There's a long season, a lot to go. A couple things haven't gone their way, but it's only 0-0, and they just need one play to get everybody into it.
Well, it wasn't a very good first quarter for the Blue Devils. It's a line of the Blue Devils, and I'm not sure who's getting up last.
Jeremy Anderson again.
Anderson, yep.
He's a big guy to get moving out of there, and you flank him with Bray Peck and Tyler Graham. You get some nice size athletes, 6'2", 6'3", 220, 230. It's just amazing kids today. I mean, and we're saying that Greencastle's not that big along the front.
No, really, if you stop and think about it, that is not necessarily huge, but yet much bigger than 15 years ago even. Hoover again up under center. Lee, the lone setback in this offensive alignment. They're going to send in motion, and they're going to toss out here to Lee. Lee got a block or two, and then he's down at the 30-yard line. Stop there, I believe, going to be it appears to be by Andrew Volter, the senior, and also Tyler Jeffries makes the grab, and they are 2 yards shy of a first down.
Warren Lee,
2 plays, and they have gathered 8 yards. Hoover, long, he's having a little trouble. He's going to have to call a timeout. I thought that might be coming also. So both teams have had a little trouble getting the offensive in at one periods of time. Blue Devils in the first quarter, and now Chambersburg here in the second quarter. Not a bad timeout for either team as you get some opportunity to get a rest and get some water into them.
Yeah, it is very humid. We're finally getting a breeze. The sun went down. And then, like you said, that's kind of makes football so unique. It starts off being a warm weather sport, and then it goes to being a cold weather sport in the same season. And you have to adjust with it, and you have to deal with it. But, again, Greg, you look around here, the Chambersburg side's full, the Greencastle side's full, the cheerleaders, the band. It's just a great environment right now.
Now, you can't beat it for a Friday night, and as you said, just both sides are full, and Greencastle always has always travels well is the way it's said that their fans always come out for the ball game. Still looking at 87 degrees. I thought it might go down. The real feel's about 89, and it's still hot and humid at this point.
Our cameraman's sweating. I can see that.
Well, he's working hard. He's working hard.
It is warm up here.
Yeah, they did not air condition the old press box. Not that I thought they would, but. So Chambersburg now on the offensive side of things from the 30-yard line. Straight back, Hoover, 2-step drop, fires out here, makes the reception, and Sprague on the stop. It's going to be good enough for the first down, though, Rick.
Yeah, nice job by the sophomore Hoover. Won the job, left-handed quarterback, and, he's doing what needs to be done to keep his team in the game. And when you score only 89 points, I was reading one article where they were pretty tough on Chambersburg defense last year, but, it's hard to play defense all the time when you're out there all the time. And they need some drives. They need to put together some drives. So I see if they can keep it going a little bit.
They averaged 8.5 points a game, gave up 36.2, which, by the way, was real close to what the Greencastle game was last year, 34-10. Hoover looking to pass again, but no one there, and it falls incomplete as his intended receiver was Carter Edmondson, but no one there, just overthrown.
Good coverage. We had everybody locked up there, and again, our athletes, it's that they're healthy. You get a Bailey Parker back. That just makes athletes are out.
So now it is a fresh set of downs for the Chambersburg Trojans. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Hoover from the gun, hands off to Lee again. Lee goes up over the 35, picks up a long one, short 2 for a second or 3rd and 9.
Yep.
Incomplete pass. Yeah.
Jeremy Anderson's playing a nice game in the middle for Greencastle. He's really doing a nice job. He's a kid that, he's one of those great stories, Greg. He plays the whole way up through the youth, and just one of those kids who keeps showing up. He's a big kid. He just keeps playing, and here you go, Friday night, his senior year, making a huge impact. And sometimes we all look for how great are they in 5th grade, and we forget there's a lot of kids like that just keep getting better, and he's having a major impact on this game.
Now he certainly is. He's at the right position at nose guard, right up over the center. Hoover from the pistol, and and three-step drop, fires down here on the side, overthrows again his intended receiver Carter Edmondson, who was guarded by Sam Sprague. He was an open, incomplete pass, and the punting unit comes out.
So far, that change from a 3-4 with yet basically an extra defensive back looks to be positive. There's not a lot of open lanes for them to throw to.
Hoover unofficially 2 of 6 here this evening.
How about we break one, Greg, here, just to get us off the. Let's return this in today.
Nazir Taylor, the 5'6", 166-pound sophomore, up in the air about 1.5 miles, is going to take a crazy bound. The question is, did he touch it? And it goes out of bounds. So we'll wait for the call of the officials, but I guess it's going to be Blue Devils ball. Bailey called for the fair catch, came up and decided not to catch it.
And he had an awful guilty look when he pulled his hands back there. That was scary.
Yeah, you know, it would be if we were sitting in the college or NFL, they would probably go back and review that one. But
I guess it went out of bounds, so it doesn't matter. Is that correct?
Yeah, because they never recovered it.
Yep.
So the Blue Devils now, after the Chambersburg punt, will come out with their first possession of the second quarter. It is from the 45-yard line, still in Blue Devil territory. Play action fake. Spencer Myers going to roll, stops, and throws. Completes the pass to Measle coming out of the backfield, down to over the 50 to the 45, down to the 42-yard line, and a first down for the Blue Devils.
Nice pass, nice catch. Let's see if we can get some rhythm. Let's get the plays in a little bit faster. Let's get a little bit of a sense of urgency here, and let's take it down and get some points.
40 to go in the first half of play. Just joining us, nothing up on the board, 0-0. No one's been able to cash in. Blue Devils had the best opportunity with the ball down at the 10, but they fumbled it away, and now they come with a fresh set of downs here, and there's a movement on the left side, and that is going to be the 6th penalty of the half, and it's 6-0. I mean, we've given up 30 yards and rhythm.
And that's the key word. I'm a big believer in all sports. There's a rhythm, and we're having a heck of a time getting into any kind of rhythm as we have a good play and then we move back 5 yards and then the clock slows down. And Greg, I think we're the better team.
I think
and
so.
all we're doing is keeping them around, which is dangerous.
It is. Spencer struggling a little bit to find somebody. Comes here to Measles, but he throws it to the end, to the sideline, and it falls incomplete. Actually, not a bad pass from the senior quarterback. He didn't really have anybody open, and if they're going to make the catch, it's going to be a great catch, but it's not going to be an interception.
No, smart play. Good arm strength, too, to get it out there. Spencer's about 6'3", threw for almost 900 yards last year and 11 touchdowns, and really started about halfway through his sophomore year, and just keeps getting better and better and has great command of it. We jumped again, Greg.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. 7, and that is the second time we've had double back-to-back jumps.
Yep. Now you're just asking for problems. You got 2nd and 20. Your playbook now just shrinks to nothing. Just so you don't have a real circus here, you're probably going to run the ball and bring up 3rd and forever.
It is, and we were talking about Spencer last year, 7 interceptions, but the Blue Devils were only able to pick off 4 last year. In motion, Measles to our side, the near side. They're going to give the ball to Votral, who is taken down right away. I believe it was
James Hines. I believe.
It was Hines?
Okay, yep.
Okay. Yes, it was 17. That was the thing that always threw me off last year. It was 17 and 27. So you could see the one number, but you couldn't see the other number.
Miles Braxton with the tackle for Chambersburg, and Chambersburg looks like they're going to be okay on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm saying that, but Greencastle's making them look pretty good on the defensive side. And I think that'd be the frustrating thing if you're Coach Teninis right now. You're beating them up and down the field, but the longer this game goes, the more something crazy could happen, and there could be a problem.
Shotgun with Measle in motion to the far side. 2-step drop, throws out here quickly to Parker Bailey. Makes the Bailey Parker. Montador did that to me. He did that to me he said that one time. And he gets a good bit of the distance back, but now it's still a 4th down, and we have to check that. It's going to be about 4th down and 5 for the Blue Devils here.
I think you got to go for it here, Greg.
Yeah, I believe so too. 4-down territory. That again, when Parker came out of the backfield, nobody picked him up defensively. He was wide open. Blue Devils 4th and 5.
Bray Peck split out on the left side, and there's a gentleman, number 3, who's 5'6", guarding him, and Bray's about 6'3".
And they're going that way.
Serious mismatch up there.
Spencer's throwing it out. He threw it between Measle and Peck, and it falls between them, and will bring.
Left-hand side, number 3, Austin Kopp's 5'6" sophomore, guarding 6'3" Bray Peck, senior. They could have just lobbed that one up there, I think. Maybe that's the basketball coach.
I think that's the basketball coach, didn't you? But no, you're right. They Blue Devils come out defensively. It will be the Trojans taking over from the 35-yard line in their own territory from the pistol. Back to Lee. Lee gets some running room this time as he does a little curvature in the backfield, and he gets the big first down.
He's a nice ball player, Greg. He's got about 35 yards rushing so far, and he doesn't have big holes to rush through.
6:34 to go in the first quarter. Play like that or two, Rick, and you can just maybe sense that momentum drifting away from the Blue Devils, and you want to stop it soon.
Well, you use the word rhythm, and we just are not getting in any kind of rhythm, and I don't want to say it's getting concerning, but it's getting concerning.
Well, they give it to Lee again. Lee tries to go up the middle. That's where Jeremy Anderson calls home.
Yep.
And you're not coming into his house. No. So he stops him right there. No gain. Well, they're going to give him 2 yards, 2nd and 1.
They've been calling him Big Hoss Anderson for a long time, and he's playing a whale of a game. He really is. He's really being solid in the middle. They're cleaning it up. Defensively, I think Greencastle has to be very pleased. Offensively is when they've driven the ball. Yardage is a huge positive to Greencastle. Huge.
They'll run out of that play again, and this time Hoover looks like he wants to keep it now. Fires downfield. Oh, wide open. Nobody on number 84 who will go in for the Trojan touchdown. That is Sam Blevins.
And we just complimented the defense and the pass coverage, and Sam Blevins for Chambersburg was all by himself in the middle of the field, Greg.
Yeah. Yep. 48-yard pass play. 52-yard pass play is what we're going to call it. And I don't know where the breakdown came. I cannot tell you. I didn't see it. As they bring Nazir Taylor on to the extra point. Chambersburg didn't have many opportunities last year for extra points. Snap is down, kick is up. They like this guy as a kicker, and he puts it through. The Trojans have shocked the Blue Devils, scoring first at the 5:32 point. They lead 7-0 right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Certainly a breakdown in the defensive structure for the Blue Devils. It is a 4-play, 52-yard, 35, 45, 50, 65-yard drive, 52-yard touchdown pass. Zimmerman takes the kickoff straight up the middle, has a little running room, brought some excitement to the Blue Devil fans. They needed a little bit of that. He's out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we got to see some fire now. We need some of these seniors to step up. It's their time. Play with a little bit of passion, play with a little bit of sense of urgency, and get these points back.
Well, again, it comes down to the offense just not getting into a rhythm. Just haven't put the multiple plays together, the drive together, and let's see what they do this time. Measle far to the near side here. Split backs, and Spencer looking to throw. He's going to go for Measle.
That's got to be interference.
Waiting for the flag. No flag.
Oh.
It looked like Measle could not get back out to catch that one, and so it'll fall incomplete on the bomb intended for him. 9th pass unofficially for Spencer Myers in this first half. Scoreboard clock at 5:16. It reached Trojans 7, Blue Devils nothing. Second down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Measle again to the near side.
And again, the Blue Devils jump. You know, we said there was going to be concerns along the offensive line for Greencastle. One of the concerns we didn't think was the offsides, Greg. It was more pass protection. Could Spencer stay upright? Running's really not his strength, so that was a concern. But I think the offensive line has had at least 4 offside penalties.
Well, there's been 8 total penalties. Most of those have been motion penalties, and so who they're on exactly, I can't remember. But let's see. Same offensive set. Spencer with Burton to his right and left, rather. Burton gets the ball. Chambersburg reads it well. Doesn't get back up to the original line of scrimmage. About a 4-yard pickup up over the 30 to the 32-yard line.
You know, the injury bug did hit Greencastle already. Hopefully it's not Andrew Scheller, one of the projected starting linemen, did get hurt. I believe it was during their football camp at Lebanon Valley, tore his knee up and is out for the year.
That was a huge loss also.
Yep.
With that, you know, one of the returning linemen and off. I mean, just a huge loss.
And your heart goes out for a kid who's going to be a senior, going to be a starter, and that's just tough.
Yep. Myers has some time to throw. Fires it in, and that's either a pass interference or a great defensive effort by Reggie Adams, and they're going to say it was a great defensive effort by Reggie Adams.
Our cameraman's looking for a flag there too, and he didn't get it.
Now, 4th and 11. Blue Devils going to have to punt it away with 4:35 to go.
You know, again, no rhythm to that offensive set at all, Greg. Just the body language, you know, we need someone to make a play to get somebody excited. We really do. It's a little flat over here. You know, Coach Janitis is trying to get the group fired up, but we need the kids, and then the players need to step up and make it happen.
Myers to punt again. Punts it left-footed, but he throws right-handed. Just so I thought I'd point that out. Rolls out of bounds at the 31. Not a bad punt, and that's where Chambersburg will have it in their own territory once again with 4 minutes, 29 seconds, and 2 timeouts to work with. Now, hopefully, whatever the mismatch was there, or non-picked up assignment, I guess, of the last play doesn't happen again. They got that corrected.
Well, Spencer Myers is not a conventional punter, that's for sure, but things have worked out pretty well when he has kicked the ball. But, you know, maybe this is a chance for the defense to make a play to pick up the offense. You know, we need something, some kind of spark, some kind of big play to happen.
Turnover would be nice of some sort right now. Hoover up under center, and handoff will go to one of the running backs. I'm not sure who they gave it to.
Carter Edmondson, I believe.
He was wearing number 27, and that's who it is, and he goes absolutely nowhere. They're going to stop forward motion at the line of scrimmage, but the interior line did not allow him to go in any direction uphill anyway.
These are important 4 minutes in the game here, Greg. Greencastle, I think, would, for lack of a better term, would be a little shell shock going in down at halftime, 7-0. I think it's very important they even this game up.
Chambersburg comes out to the line. They'll put one receiver to the right, 2 to the left, and 2 in the backfield. Hoover, long snap count. Handoff, first man through. That once again is Edmondson, and Edmondson is stopped at the 30-yard line. So 3 plays and no yards gain for the Trojans.
Andrew Votrel in there, number 27, with a nice play. Jeffries was in there, 87, and the linebackers have stepped up and made plays. And besides that breakdown, the defense has played well. That one breakdown we had.
That one breakdown, yeah, that was critical. Beautiful night now as a slight breeze comes over Trojan Stadium. We'll get a chance to check out the crowd that's here. Large crowd in the stands, and over by their concession stand, one of their favorite hangouts for Chambersburg, where they all line up. there's a delay of game against Chambersburg, the very first penalty of the night against the Trojans.
Well, and they're a young team. You kind of expected that from Chambersburg coming in with a sophomore quarterback, a new offensive system, but they've been more poised, to be quite honest with you. And Greencastle now should be able to pin their ears back, 3rd and 15, and hopefully the defense can make something happen and get the ball back quickly for the offense.
Two backs in the backfield.
I think it's going to be a run here, Greg. I think they're going to stay conservative.
Yes, I would believe that to be. Nope, play action, looking to throw. Hoover, the left-hander, throws it over, knocked up, and almost brought down. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the grab. Was Zachary Coons, the 6-foot senior, and that will bring up the punt team.
That was scary for Chambersburg. That's what Greencastle needed. It stopped the clock. It gives them almost 3 full minutes. They should get the ball on the Chambersburg side of the field, so this is big.
We'll see if Blue Devils send the house here. Parker is in the backfield for the Blue Devils along with Zimmerman. Punt. Yeah, nice punt. It will be taken by Zimmerman
nice
at the 43. To the 43, up over the 50 to the 48-yard line. Blue Devils have one more chance to get on the board here to see what they can do or get a chance to get on the board. They got 2 minutes, 44 seconds, 2 timeouts, plenty of time.
Absolutely. No reason to panic. They have their full, from the 47, 48-yard line with this much time and 2 timeouts, they should have their whole playbook available. They just need to really just stop shooting themselves in the foot.
Only the second time they've started in Chambersburg Trojan territory in this ball game. All the other times they have been back in their own. Sidecar formation out of the shotgun. Runner to the left. Oh, that was close. They're going to give it on the jet.
He's got room over there, Greg.
Measle breaks the corner, breaks one, gets another one. Still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line. First down for the Blue Devils.
And let's see if we can hurry it up here, get some plays in, and keep the momentum going.
Clock at 2:36. It'll stop with the movement of the chains. Spencer comes back with a play. He runs over and talks to the offensive coordinator, Clark Floor, gets his plays, and then comes back in. And now
I like their tempo right now, Greg.
Need to keep it going. Same formation. Out of the gun. They've been there most of the night.
No.
Gets a great bounce, but here comes the entire defensive team and lineman, and so that is a miscue and a sack and a loss of a few yards on that one.
I think the snap was good. I think he just took his eye off it.
I think so, too. I don't think that it was overly high or anything like that. So that's a loss of about 10. Myers from the gun, sidecar, and looking to throw again. Now a little screen play. Oh, they read that well. Completed pass, but nevertheless, it is a loss of a couple yards.
Joshua Honorat, number 21 for Chambersburg, read that, sat on it, made a nice tackle, and here we go, 3rd and forever again, and unfortunately a miscue for the Blue Devils. Got them behind the sticks again.
Yep. Lost one play on that one. So 3rd now, and I'm going to call that 8-19, as I think they lost a yard. They're going to send 2 receivers out here to the right side, 1 to the left. Got 1 in the slot position on the right side, too, and 1 over on the far side. Myers steps up in the pocket, fires down the middle, intercepted by Chambersburg at the 22-yard line, brought down at the 30-yard line, and
Sean Vessa with a nice play. The linebacker dropped deep. I don't think Myers ever saw him. Fired a bullet across the middle, and Vessa put his hands up and pulled it down. And unfortunately, that's kind of the way this first half has gone for the Blue Devils.
Yes, it has. The first interception of the night for either team, and for Spencer Myers on that one. So the Blue Devils now with a minute 3, Chambersburg with a minute 3, working out of their 30-yard line.
I think the Blue Devils are going to have an interesting halftime speech, Greg.
Oh, wouldn't want to be in the locker room. The lone setback is Lee, I believe, but we'll wait till he gets up.
I think if you're Chambersburg, you're more than happy to take this into the locker room.
That's once again Edmondson. He's been running a lot. Yeah, I think so too. If I'm Chambersburg, just play it safe. Don't give the ball back. Clock still ticking away, 38. They'll get 1 or 2 more plays as they keep it to the ground. Regular formation, 1 set back in the backfield, up, back. Edmondson, he's going to get play action. They're going to roll Hoover around this side.
That's a run.
Yeah, and he's going to try to get out of bounds and does. And he gets up to about the 37-yard line. Nice run, but not good enough for the first down. Third down situation facing Chambersburg. Clock momentarily stopped at 21 because he went out of bounds. It'll go on the snap.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Chambersburg just takes a knee here. You know, and then you got to give it to the Trojans. They came in here a 10-point underdog, and no one even knew who their starting quarterback was going to be until the opening possession. And they have hung in here, and they're going to take a 7-0 lead into halftime. I'm really surprised by this, Greg.
They're throwing again. Downfield they go. Oh, man. He had him wide open. The intended receiver that time was it 84?
Yep, it was the young man Blevins who caught the touchdown.
Oh, okay. And it was in and out of his hands, and so it will fall incomplete, and the clock stops at 16. I'll give Saunders credit. He's not playing it close to the cuff.
No, I tell you what, he's a lot more aggressive than I would be. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would be pretty happy. This might become a huge break for Greencastle. I wouldn't want to have to re-punt at the high school level, but maybe I'm too conservative.
There's the snap, and the punt again. Gets it high up in the air, and it will travel out of bounds. And it will go out of bounds.
10 seconds. I mean,
got
one long
shot.
completion. They have 2 timeouts, Greg.
Yep.
I'm not sure what our kicker, Smith, I'm not sure what his range is. Did Coach tell you?
No, I don't have an idea.
I know in the scrimmage against Redland we were watching, he was kicking them from 35 yards.
Well, just inside the 50, and at midfield stripe, so 50 yards to go to get something on the board. Blue Devils trailing 7-0, 10 seconds left in half number 1. I'm going to switch footballs. Not really sure why they throw it over to the Chambersburg side if it was our football. But working out of the right hash mark. Myers is up under center. Looks like a victory formation. Nope, they're going to give it. Oh, a little reverse and some running room.
Nice run, and they're going to get it. Timeout.
They get down to the 35-yard line, and they get the timeout. That was Zimmerman on the little crisscross counter.
And that's a staple play of the wing tee, and they executed it perfectly.
34-yard line. Blue Devils take their second timeout, which will obviously be their last timeout of the half.
I tell you what, if you're Coach Saunders, you really got to be second-guessing your decision to throw that ball on third down. They could have just took a knee, and we'd be in halftime and they'd be up 7-0. They're giving Greencastle a shot to do something here.
Well, let's see. I don't. Looking for Smith. I don't know if he's been warming up or not. And it doesn't look like they have sent him in. This would be with the ball at the 34, 51-yard field goal. That's a pretty long field goal.
Yeah.
First varsity attempt. So the Blue Devils will trot out their full offensive alignment.
And see if we can make something happen. Chambersburg really doesn't have too many guys back. Now they're starting to drop them.
Tyler Jeffries on that left side, and Spencer's going to go to him. The pass.
Oh, he got it.
Still on his feet at the 5. Can he get in? Yes. Touchdown. Blue Devils as the clock runs out at the end of the half.
What an effort by Tyler Jeffries. Pounded in. His helmet flies off. The crowd's going crazy. And Greg, you got to go back to the decision not to take a knee.
Yes.
You don't take a knee if you're Chambersburg. You throw a pass, and it leads to that. And sometimes I think, we overcomplicate this game. You should be very happy going in 7-0, and now you're going to be 7-7, hopefully.
Yep. Well, Smith will get his opportunity. Left-footed kicker. Kick for the JVs until room was made for him this year as a senior.
You're the Greencastle historian, Greg. When's the last time Greencastle's had a left-footed punter and kicker?
As that one goes to the uprights. That's a great question. Extra point is good at the half. The Blue Devils just made a huge shift in momentum as they tie this one up 7-7 and make this quite a way to end the first half. We'll be back with a halftime show on the F&M Trust Sports Network on Mid-Penn Broadcasting and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory rate. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on MidPennBroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Your home for Franklin County sports. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Well, exciting end to the first half as the Blue Devils pick up 7 points on the board, and they tie this one all up at 7-7. Away Greencastle, 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Well, Rick, you said it. You know, sometimes you take a chance and it pays off. For Chambersburg, they took a chance. It didn't pay off. Greencastle came through.
Yeah, you know, Coach Saunders knows his team a lot better than I do, Greg. He's with them all the time in practice. But I'm a big believer in, you know, sometimes you've got to be thankful. And he was not to be denied. It was pretty neat. His dad's up here. We saw him about jump through the booth, but that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
And that was just one fantastic effort. He was not going to be denied, and it just changed this whole stadium.
First of all, great pass from Spencer Myers. Second, great catch by Jeffries. And third, what a great effort at the end of that one.
And I'll add one more to that, Greg. Number 4, Spencer Myers had time to throw the ball.
That's true.
That's
true.
For a kid to go 40 yards, for them to turn and hit him, you've got to give that quarterback time. Our line has held up, I shouldn't say surprisingly well, better as much as anyone hoped. It's just about 2 things for us. It's been 2 turnovers and 8-9 penalties?
8 penalties at least, and I could have missed one. 8 5-yard penalties. They all were. Most of those are motion penalties, and again a big fumble and an interception. The fumble becomes bigger than the interception, but they're both turnovers. And Chambersburg has yet 1 penalty, no turnovers, and of course they had that big play that came back there on the 52-yard pass play at the 5:32 mark of the half to take the 7-0 lead. Blue Devils counter on that one as they started from the 50. The drive was just 2 plays from the 50-yard line, and it was the 34-yard pass play to Jeffrey from Spencer Myers, and the extra point. There you go. Left foot punter, left foot kicker. I could probably answer that. That probably never happened. What's the odds of both of those? And again, Spencer is the anomaly here because he throws right-handed and then comes out and kicks left-handed.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting.
We keep as many stats as we can and things, but total yards has to be a huge advantage for Greencastle. I guess if you're Chambersburg, you go in and you say it's 7-7, it's an even game, we're fine. You try to, don't worry about that last one. I think if you're Coach Chininis, you go in and goes, guys, we should be up 21 easy 7 and 30 minutes of football ago.
I don't think so either. It'll be interesting to see how the second half plays out in this one. Coming up, we're going to be joined by Lizzie. Speaking of the total yardage, Liz is going to be able to update us on exactly what that is, and we'll find out what a little bit more of the stats are, and we'll do that right here on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Happy heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
When you're ready, details for people traveling from the four-state region of South Central Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, and Winchester, Virginia area. Whether you're looking for a 1- or 2-day tour to the bright lights of New York City or the fun and excitement of Atlantic City, we've got you covered. And we offer special bonus packages so you can get more for your hard-earned dollar. Klein Tours is not only your source for major sports events and tickets to Broadway shows, we also offer multi-day air trips to destinations like Las Vegas and New Orleans. Subscribe to our newsletter for travel updates, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. Our online travel center features real-time availability and purchasing is easy. Tours can also be reserved by phone at 717-597-5997.
This is a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com, where over 70 local sporting events a year stream live to your PC, laptop, phone, and tablet.
MidPennBroadcasting.com. Welcome back. We're at the half here on the Antrim Insurance Halftime Show, brought to you by Erie Insurance Agents serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, and Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Tied is 7 apiece here as Chambersburg drew first blood there in the second quarter. Blue Devils came back to answer on the telephone and the opposite press box. We are over in the visitor side press box, and Lizzie Arbogast over in the home press box. Is the view any different over there, Lizzie? Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you, but I can hear you.
I got to hold the phone up to you, I think. I was just asking if the view's any different over there than it is here. You've been both places tonight, so.
The view's always better on the home side.
I guess it is. I guess it is. So, right off the bat, what about that first half for you?
Hey, you know, I think Chambersburg honestly is lucky to be out of this tie 7-7. They would have been really, really lucky to be out of it 7-0. You know, Greencastle is clearly not playing up to its potential, and they, you know, are still tied at this point. So, Greencastle can stop shooting itself in the foot. I foresee a different second half.
Well, we said the same thing over here, that, you know, you have all those penalties and the 2 turnovers, and suddenly you're letting Chambersburg stay in the game. We questioned Coach Saunders, not us, as we always do, play that armchair quarterback and said, you know, take the knee and get out of the half. Instead, he tried to make something there happen, and that backfired on him.
Right, yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, they have pretty similar stats at this point. Greencastle's got 158 yards of total offense, which Chambersburg has 135. But Chambersburg's stats seem to be a little bloated. 107 of those yards came on just 3 plays. The rest of the yardage the rest of the plays combined only gains them 27 yards. So they're going to need to maybe get some more of those big plays because these small running games just aren't working.
No, it's not. Now, the passing game, I only have them down for like 3 completions. What's those stats look like?
3 completions, 55 yards, but one of those passes was for 50 yards. That touchdown was for 50 yards. Other than that, they've got 5 yards to completion, passing-wise. So it's been big play. Otherwise, like I said, they haven't really been able to do much at all.
And the Blue Devils' pass passing for Spencer Myers?
Spencer Myers is having a nice game. He's currently 6'4", 12 with 93 yards. He's thrown to 4 different receivers, so they all have pretty similar stats at this point. Other than that interception, I think he's had a really nice game.
I agree with you. Anybody on the ground with notable stats?
Not really. It's been, the biggest notable thing probably is that 6 different people have carried the ball for Greencastle. They've got 5 different running backs in there. They seem like they're mixing it up really well, which is encouraging to see.
Yeah, I think that's one of the secrets for the Blue Devils this year too. They can use that position by committee, and it does appear defensively the Blue Devils, and you mentioned the small running game for Chambersburg really isn't there, but the interior defensive line seems to be playing well for the Blue Devils at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you look at the way that Greencastle's loading the box like we thought they would, it's just going to be tough for Chambersburg to try to run it up the middle. They're not going to get very far doing that, I don't think.
Lizzie, this is Rick. I was just curious. Greencastle plays a lot of kids 2 ways. It's a hot evening. What do you know about Chambersburg's depth?
I would assume that Chambersburg has less people that are going both ways. But they don't have a lot of depth either in terms of if they need, say, Warren Lee to come out for a while, they don't have a lot of people that are going to be able to replace him and stay at that level that he's at.
Okay, one other question, Lizzie, before we let you go. Your penalty stats, just to verify what I have, Greencastle had 8 or 9 penalties already.
Greencastle had 8 penalties already. 7 of them were either illegal procedures or false starts.
Last year when they played down at Greencastle, Blue Devils committed 11 turnovers in the ball game, so it's not a whole lot different. But I'm sure it is something being mentioned in the locker room at this time.
I cannot imagine Chuck Sinan has been too happy about the jumping offside 3 times in a row.
No, not at all. Lizzie, thank you for the update. We appreciate it. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking to you throughout this season in a stadium near one of us at one time or the other.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too. So that is the statistical update. We thank Lizzie Arbogast from the Public Opinion and Game Time PA. When we return, it'll be close to the time for the second half kickoff on a hot, humid night here in Chambersburg with the Trojans and the Blue Devils tied at 7 apiece on the F&M Trust Sports Network at midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. Use home equity funds for big purchases or to pay off high-interest bills. Apply today and rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory offer. Visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
MidpennBroadcasting.com. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street. Gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Kicking your can all over the place. Singing, we will rock you. We will rock you.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Trojan Stadium. It is the Trojans 7, the Blue Devils 7. Greg Hoover, Rick Lewis, thanks for joining us. Again, thank Lizzie Arbogast of the Public Opinion Game Time PA, along with Gary Klein, all up here tonight as we all do the Greencastle games and the Chambersburg games. And, of course, Gary Klein always doing the Chambersburg Trojan broadcast. And Rick and I will be along this year, my former partner, and I don't like to use former.
And the school buses and things, Mike's been a busy guy. But no, Greg, as always, I'd like to thank you and the folks at Mid-Penn Broadcasting for having me. It's a blast. I love doing it. Thank Keith Cole for coming up tonight and doing the camera for us. I mean, this has been professional. We're going to people in other booths. We got things happening here tonight, and we got a good game. We not the cleanest game we've ever seen, but we've got a good game, and it's just nice to the school year's kicked off. It's kind of weird. Labor Day is very late, Yes. So, but it's always fun to get Greencastle sports off and going. Field hockey, I know, played today. I'm sure soccer started. So all the fall sports are well into their swing. It
was a little strange going back and having three coaches from way back, and so that was my time of the year that I really, really enjoyed with cross country, and the fall is just a wonderful time. Blue Devils need to get things together here. They did not play a smooth first half, but yet come away with this one tied at 7 apiece. Tonight's halftime show has been brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South starts, and 3 in a row. That may be. You asked me when we had a left-handed kicker and punter. I don't remember a time we jumped 3 times in a row either.
Well, and it's about rhythm. We talked about that, and Greencastle just couldn't get in any kind of rhythm. They gain 12 yards and then lose 5. They gain, and I know that's not what Coach Deninis is looking for. I know it's not what their offensive staff's looking for. The turnovers are, as Lizzie spoke about. I mean, at the high school level, you're not going to get a whole lot better than that, and so you take those penalties. It's just hard. It really is to overcompensate that. I'm interested to see how both teams respond to what happened. Chambersburg, can you put a drive together and say, okay, we're here for the long haul? So I'm very interested to see how this opening possession goes.
I think in every athletic event, after halftime, those first 3 or 4 minutes are critical to setting the tone. Now, it doesn't always mean you're going to lose the game if you play terrible in the third and fourth, but it can. It so many times it makes things happen. Blue Devils will kick off. They will send their senior kicker out to do the Trojan, Austin Smith. Smith set. He kicks from the left side, and a line drive shot, and a whistle, and a penalty on the Blue Devils. Offsides on the opening kickoff. Oh, my goodness gracious.
And Coach Deninis is just beside himself down there, and, I guarantee you the words penalties and our own mistakes must have came up about 97 times at halftime, and we start off that way, and that's just inexcusable. I mean, these kids, as we said, we have 30 seniors out there. They've been playing football for a long, long time. This is some pretty basic stuff, and now it makes the kickoff longer and gives Chambersburg a better field possession.
Chambersburg will they'll have 3 people deep for them as they line up now the 10-yard line straight across, and they'll bring their up backs up to the 35 and the 30. Now they come up to the 40, and we'll see what happens here if the Blue Devils can successfully get a kickoff. Line drive squib kick down to the 38, and it is covered there. And so 38 with 23, it would have been 38 to 33. So maybe not harm done too much on that one.
Yep. But again, Chambersburg, I think they'll take possessions on their own 38-yard line. So we'll see how the defense comes out. Speaking of the defense, number 68, Jeremy Anderson, played a real strong first half. He clogged it up at the nose guard position. Bray Peck had a sack earlier. So we'll see. We had a chance. Zach Coons, I believe it was, almost had an interception. Besides that one long pass play that obviously there was a breakdown in coverage, the defense played very well.
Yeah, Sprague had another one almost. A little quick pass and out, but no yards gained on that one. Speaking of Sprague up to take down the catch there that time by Sean Vasal. Not really sure how he pronounced it, and I apologize for that. Vasal, the Chambersburg resident, went to the academy, came back for his senior year here. So
Tyler Graham, number 47, got nice pressure on the quarterback there that kind of forced the timing of that play off. And I like the energy on the Greencastle sidelines right now. That was kind of lacking, and I think you're right. I think it's a big possession, Greg. They get off the field here, they got to feel real good about things.
Pistol formation, straight back, rolling to the left. Hoover looking to throw. Left-hander stops and doesn't get the throw off. And still on his feet though. Nice little run up to the 39. He really should have been stopped back at the line of scrimmage.
Bray Peck got great pressure, just couldn't quite bring him down, but caused a havoc back there. It's 3rd and 8. If you're Greencastle, you got to buck up here. Maybe bring some pressure. Greencastle doesn't do that very often. They kind of play a traditional defense. Maybe be a good time to bring some pressure, try to rattle the sophomore quarterback.
I think also what occurs is if you've been burnt like they have been over the past year with the pass, you're sort of reluctant.
Dropping a lot of guys.
You're sort of reluctant to do that. Third quarter action, 7-7. Hoover, 3 steps back, throws across the middle, up and down and knocked down. I think Greencastle had 2 guys on there, and there's a
very
penalty.
late flag. Very late flag.
That might be against the bench on the Chambersburg side. They can't call that interference at that part of the ball game.
Not from that official.
Not from that official. Line judge. Not that late in the play, because the play definitely was over. Break up on that play. Going to give credit to.
It was on.
Liam Okel and Votro will be the 2 that get the credit for the breakup. What was the call?
Ineligible man downfield.
Ah, okay. Okay, there we go. Comes out. So we mentioned 5'6", 166-pound sophomore, but he'll boot him straight up, and he'll get him up in the air.
He does kick a very high punch.
Yep, that one not quite as high.
Oh, watch out, watch out.
But it's going to be tough to field, and this time great play by Zimmerman, who just takes it on the run. What could have been back at the 30-yard line ends up at the 39-yard line.
And he's been electric back there. I mean, he's 145 pounds? One of the smallest players we have, and he's fearless. I was a little concerned, number 44, Braden Black was running down there and had his back turned. That could have been scary. And the way tonight's going, it'd have been one of those nights where it hits somebody in the back, and then we're off and going again.
Right.
So let's see what the offense can do here. And more in a traditional wing T formation.
38-yard line. Oh, the Blue Devils. That's where Chambersburg started just moments ago at their own 38. Straight up the middle is a belly up to the 50 to the 49-yard line.
Boy, James Hines is just, I mean, I say it all, he's just a tough kid. He's about 5'7", 165, 170 pounds, and he runs it up there. You know, it's interesting. We talked about a little bit in the very beginning, the Greencastle-Chambersburg rivalry kind of rekindled, or really started 5 years ago. And Coach Dennis said he has not had these type of skill players since that group of players with the Tyler Savarskis, the Denton and Denver Cordells, and that's high praise. That team won, I believe, 11-0. Mr. Myers rolls to the right, hits Derek Measle coming across the line right in stride, and the Blue Devils are marching right down the field.
That is 2 consecutive first downs, run and a pass, and now starting at the 38, they are down at the 28, and so they are moving the ball well. 9:43 here, second half, third quarter, 7-7 score. 2 in the backfield, slot to the right, or rather wing to the right, and a running or wide out to the left side, and a run up the middle that doesn't get a lot.
They need that to set, and that's part of the whole thing. It kind of sets the table for everything else. And Demetrius Burton, the sophomore, just jumped again.
Well, I think he had some help in there too. It did appear that along with him, and maybe almost
65 might have jumped with him,
Casey Bard. So both of them will feel the raft of that penalty, I'm sure. Second one of the half, 10th of the game for the Blue Devils. They've given up 50 yards in penalties. Let's see, I think Lizzie said 6 of those were on jumps. Now 7 on jumps and 2 on offsides. Or 7, yeah, that's 1 on offside.
That's a little hard to believe, to be honest with you, Greg.
Yeah, it really is. Mm-hmm. 1 setback, wing to the right, slot left, wing comes in motion. Wing gets it. That is Measle. Measle trying to go around the left side. Stiff arms, back up to the original line of scrimmage. And I think some of the Blue Devils thought it was a first down, but that is the original line of scrimmage. So
Derek Measle shows why it was such a crushing blow not having him last year. His versatility, catching the ball, running the ball, playing defensive back. You know, he's a big part of this team.
Third down, 10 yards for the Blue Devils. Big third down conversion. They only were able to do that once prior to the game.
And this might be 2-down territory as well, Greg.
It has to be inside the 30. In motion again. This time it'll be Spencer. Heavy traffic, throws up and overthrows Burton, and it was a combination. I think maybe Demetrius jumped a little too soon, and Spencer, under heavy pressure, got rid of it and threw it a little bit too hard.
Yep. Threw it off his back foot a little too high. I think Burton did mistime his jump a little bit, but here we go, 4th and 10, and we'll see what happens.
Play call coming in from the sideline from offensive coordinator, and the play they'll send Two to the right side.
He's got Bray Peck again on the left, right at the bottom of our screen here. He's got about a 6-7 inch size advantage. They're going to go with a draw to Burton.
Burton breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle, still scampering downfield, still moving downfield. Not going to get the first down. He's going to be about a yard short, but in retrospect, not a bad call, huh?
No, not a bad call at all. It definitely caught Chambersburg by surprise, and I'm not sure.
Right? Yeah, we're going to look at a measurement on this one.
Demetrius Burton is definitely electric when he gets in the open field.
Yes, he is, and you saw at that time. They're going to move the sticks and take it. Spencer sort of was pointing the other way. I don't know why he would have done that, unless he just has it mixed up. I don't know if you get a good watch on this on the computer screen or not. It's, maybe that is close.
That is as close as it gets.
Yeah, they're still not sure.
No, they're
not sure. Both teams yelling, yay, yay. First down.
Oh, wow.
You call this a game of inches? That wasn't even an inch.
I think they had a little vote there, all 5 officials over top of the ball.
And really, it was that close. So give credit where credit's due on that one to the sophomore Burton.
Yeah, he made a lot of that happen on his own.
Blue Devils have a fresh set of downs working out of the 23-yard line. Here they go. Offensive line goes up, doing a great job in this ball game. Burton back by himself along with Spencer. He's to his Spencer's left, gets the ball, little crisscross play to Parker. Parker barrels his way down close to the 10 to about the 11-yard line.
I don't think you're going to see anything fancy here, Greg. I think Coach Dennis likes to fight you in a phone booth, and I think we're going to tighten it up here and just we're going to get aggressive.
Yeah, I think it is. They're just going to hammer it away here and try to get the first drive of the second half, which would be really important. They started this drive back at the 38, so it would be officially a drive. So here they go. Spencer again. Formation is the shotgun. He says something to Burton to his right. Now he goes back ready for it. Burton picks up the one rusher. Spencer has plenty of time, and he's going to the left. A lot of room over there. Can't get in. Down at the 3 or the 4-yard line.
Nice effort by number 82. Griffin Leedy, 6'1", 190, a junior for Chambersburg, kept him out. But that'll bring up a 1st and goal. And Greg, if they can jam it down here and score, I think that sends a message with all the mistakes, with all the problems, with all the challenges. The last 2 times they've had the ball, they've scored. So, I think this would definitely, if the momentum hasn't changed, this would change it.
This would finalize it. I think it has, but let's see if they can cap on this. Two-step drop.
Got him.
Timing pattern to the corner. Touchdown Blue Devils on the pass play to Derek Measle from 4 yards out, and the Blue Devils have taken the first lead of the 2015 season.
It's funny, Spencer Myers must be like, this is easy when I have Derek Measle back and Bray Peck to throw to and Bailey Parker to give the ball to. Where was all these guys last year? And this makes it a lot easier. So great fade pattern, hit Derek Measle right in stride, and we're going to tack on the extra point, and looks like Greencastle has it going in the right direction, Greg.
Little high snap, but Smith gets it anyway, and the kick is up and good at the 6:04 mark of quarter number 3. The drive is successful. The Blue Devils go up 14-7. Be right back on the F&M Trust Sports Network on midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Chalk Talk. We talk high school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on midpennbroadcasting.com.
Blue Devils on a 7-play, 72-yard drive, capped off by the 4-yard pass, timing pattern to the flag from Spencer to Derek Measle, the second touchdown pass for Spencer Myers here at 6:04 mark, and the Blue Devils are up by 7.
Oh,
the
another
Swift
mistake,
kick,
though, Greg.
yeah, that's going to be another penalty. They just don't kick it long. They don't allow the other team to run it back, and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, and this one is not a good one. That'll be a penalty, not a major one, but nevertheless, it will put the ball at the 35. It's really only about a 3-yard penalty.
Well, regardless of the outcome, Greencastle's up 14-7 right now. As a coach, and I don't care what sport it is, the best teaching moments are you want to get the win, but you're going to have plenty to talk about this week cleaning things up. You'll definitely have the guys' attention.
Yeah, that's 11 penalties for the Blue Devils. Broken I formation for the Trojans. They start from the 40-yard line. Long snap count. Hoover still at the quarterbacking reins. And a little run up the middle, about a 3-yard pickup for the Trojans. Drive starting at the 40 in their own territory. I'm not sure they have started yet in Greencastle territory at all.
Zach Coons has played a solid game at linebacker. His first year starting. He made another tackle there.
Clock at 5:35 in the third quarter. 14-7, Blue Devils on top. Chambersburg moving left to right. They are moving from the north end to the south end, or the closed end to the open end, and headed toward the scoreboard here in quarter number 3. Under center, Hoover has a setback and an up back in that backfield. Brings his wing in motion and gives it to the up back. Straight through. Wow, speed, and he got it. Almost broke one. If it wasn't for Derek Measle, excuse me. Who was that?
That was Lee, number 12.
That's who it was.
Warren Lee continues to have an excellent ball game for Chambersburg. It's kind of been a one-man offense, between him and Sam Blevins. That they're definitely the go-to guys.
Ball resting down at the 33-yard line in Blue Devil territory.
Great crowd here tonight. Just looking over at the Chambersburg side and the Greencastle side, there's not an empty seat in the house.
Nope, not too many. A lot of people from both towns out on this one. Into the pack he goes. He can't get anywhere.
Nowhere to go
and he
there.
comes back out, and he is thrown for a loss. It'll just be where they spot forward motion, and that, I believe, is Darius Johnson, the running back for Chambersburg. They're going to spot it at the 30. Oh, man, they're going to go up to the line of scrimmage.
Tyler Graham, number 47, and he was another one who got hurt last year, Greg.
Yep.
He started at fullback for us and had a big game against in the beginning of the year. And, now they need his size more on the line. He's moved to defensive end, but he's having a good ball game as well. He was the first one in on that play.
Up under center, Hoover, one in the backfield for him. Play action, looking to throw. Left hand throws down to the corner and overthrows the intended receiver, Measles, on the defensive end of that, as it was intended for
number 3, Austin Kopp, kind of on the long fade. Derek Measle was right there, though, and, it looks like, again, when you have your athletes back and that coverage looks a lot better, I don't care what scheme you run.
Oh, that's true. And he really, he had a step maybe on him, but in high school, it really, you do that in the pros, the step's going to kill you.
Right.
Here is not going to kill you.
You get a high school quarterback who can drop it on that one. Sometimes you just have to tip your hat to him and, good throw. But here's another 3rd and long. Let's see if Greencastle can force a turnover here.
Pro set, then they send one of the backs in motion. They're going to swing it out here in a little swing pass out to Lee. And down the sideline he travels. Breaks one tackle, breaks another one. Sprague gets him and then finally brings him down at the 2-yard line.
Nicely run play, nicely executed, and Lee continues to have a big ball game. I tell you what, that Hoover for number 11, the left-handed quarterback, Caden Hoover, for only a sophomore, Greg, very poised, seems to run the offense very well, and it's not like Greencastle's not back putting pressure on him, and he's just handling it.
Finding the holes. Really, it is. It's been a timeout has been called, or is there an injury? No, it's been a... I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't see the timeout being called. I don't see an injured player out there. And I guess a timeout on the behalf of the Trojans. No, they're bringing him back out. It wasn't a timeout.
Yep.
Well, let's see how tough the Chambersburg or Greencastle defense can be as the crowd cheers for the cheerleaders and blue going up on top of the cheerleaders. pretty impressive.
I had inside information that was the big trick of the night.
Okay. Well, sometimes it's tough. You got a big head like that. It's hard to balance.
That was a concern.
Yeah, that'd be my concern. Hoover up under center, one man in the backfield. They're going to give it to him. The big fullback barrels his way.
Stopped.
Yeah, he's not going. Well, second effort. We'll see. No signal from the official. They're going to put the hand up, second down. That was number 36, I believe, and that is Brandon Miller, the 5'6", 215-pound running back. So Miller is their short yardage expert, and he is close to a touchdown. I don't know if you can see that on your screen or not, but it's about a step and a half away. So opportunity here, unless they can knock one out of the hands.
Well, you got to hand it to Chambersburg, Greg. They responded from falling behind, and if you're Coach Saunders, you got to be thrilled with that effort.
There he goes again. This time he walks in for the touchdown, and the Trojans have a chance to tie it up.
You got to hand it to them. They answered.
Yep, they did.
They really did. They took our shot, and they answered with one of their own. And a well-executed drive, and no panic. They just went down there, and we're going to be looking at a tie ball game.
Brandon Miller gets credited with the touchdown on the 1-yard run. It will be Taylor for the extra point. Kick is down, or the snap is down, kick is up, and it too is good. So just like that, Greencastle scores, Chambersburg answers. We're tied at 14 apiece with 2:53 to go in the third quarter, and we'll be right back on the F&M Trust Sports Network on MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials. We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751 or online at delprint.com.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Well, it only took them 3 minutes and 11 seconds to tie the ball game up. They say kick away deep, deep, deep. Zimmerman at the 3-yard line, left side, brings it up on the run, still on his feet.
Oh, he got
the
it,
outside, one to beat, and he can't get by him. Knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Zimmerman continues to do an excellent job on the kickoff and the punt returns, and he literally just needed a step, and he would have been gone, but gives the Blue Devils good field position again. And Greg, just the way this game's going, I think we're going to have a wild finish.
I got the feeling it is going to be that way. This is an interesting stat. Chambersburg started their drive on their own 38. The next drive, Greencastle started on their own 38. Chambersburg started the last drive on their own 40. Blue Devils will take over on their own 40. Doesn't mean anything, but I just thought I'd bring that out. Spencer, quick pass out here to Measle. Measle running around the left side, gets knocked at the 40, and they stayed home, and no big gain on that one. So the only thing it gets credit for is a completed pass. Measle gets knocked down, a little slow to get up.
Austin Kopp with a beautiful form tackle there. Who's down, I'm sorry?
That's Measle down.
That just looks like a cramp to me, the way they're stretching his foot. It's hot.
Well, I am surprised that we haven't seen more cramps, and actually at this stage, they'll get a chance to get some water in them. Not that, the water is important, but I'm not sure that they can get enough water in them.
No, I think the way they're bending.
Testing the knee out a little bit there. So the trainer takes a look. It doesn't look like a cramp.
No, it doesn't now.
Yep, the way they do that. It's We'll have to wait and see. Blue Devils will be at Cayley Field next Friday night to take on the Littlestown Thunderbolts, and rematch from last year. Blue Devils won that one. It will be a 7 p.m. Let me say that again, a 7 p.m. start time. This will be the first year the Blue Devils Greencastle has gone to a 7 p.m. start, as they've always been traditionally 7:30. It's one of those things. We're probably the last in the state of Pennsylvania to go to 7. And
it's good to see Derek Measle up. Sorry, Greg, didn't mean to cut you off there, but just for the devastating injury he had last year and how hard he worked to get back, that would have been
equally devastating. Yeah, it would have been. And fortunately, like you said, he is up and ready, and they'll wait till he gets off before they'll start the next snap. Blue Devils do come up to the line of scrimmage. They will have 3 receivers to the left, no one to the right, and 1 in the backfield. And going to give it right to the runner in the backfield, straight up to the 46-yard line. Is that
James Hines again?
James Hines
very
again.
Nice run.
I apologize, James. I just
well, he's like we gave him 5'7". That might be gracious, and he just gets behind the big guys and just keeps plowing forward.
Yeah, most of the time in the program they are an inch or two taller than they really are, and they weigh about 20 pounds more than they really are. And I think they do that because, well, you put the equipment on, you're 20 pounds heavier, right? Blue Devils now will send Jeffries to the near side. Here's the wideout, wing over on the right. He comes in motion, and that is going to be Zimmerman. Zimmerman cuts up, nice cut to the 50, to 45, inside Chambersburg territory, down to the 43, and it's going to be hard to set him down at times.
It really is. Kyron Zimmerman, a 5'7", 140 junior, and we don't say that too often right now with Greencastle senior dominated. And he's just running with abandon is probably the best way to say it. He's just running really hard.
You do see some players out there stretching a little bit, Rick, as the cramp stretch, as it is still in the third quarter. Slow third quarter, but both teams have taken drives and scored. Minute 19 to go. It's all tied up at 14 apiece. Blue Devils, Trojans, 2 wings and 1 setback for the Blue Devil in the wing T formation. They'll send Zimmerman in motion, but they're going to give it to Hines again, who goes straight up the middle and goes close to that first down stick, but doesn't pick it up as he goes to the 33-yard line.
And number 75, Sean Walk, a very important player. He's stretching his
legs
every out play. They are cramping up a little bit out there. It's that time of year, and he's hobbling off now.
Yeah.
He's an important part of that line.
They start Plaster, Bard, Jaron, Walk, and Harn up there on that Greencastle line. They've been doing a great job. It'll be Hine in the slot to the left, the wing formation, and Jeffries gets the call. That's Burton. Burton tried to spin out of that, but he couldn't. Does pick up the first down for the Blue Devils, so they will move the sticks, as they say. On the drive, they started this at their own 40-yard line. Now they're inside the 30 at the 26-yard line. Fresh set of downs, 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter as we look for the fourth and final quarter coming up here at Trojan Stadium.
Well, again, if you're Chambersburg, I think you got to be absolutely thrilled. You got to, if you're Coach Saunders, you got to be thrilled with where they've responded to some adversity. They've come back and they've made this this is going to be a battle.
Last play of the quarter, going to run that misdirection this time, and getting it is Zimmerman off the handoff from Burton. Zimmerman goes down inside the first down marker to the 12-yard line as the third quarter comes to an end with Greencastle and Chambersburg 12 minutes to play, all tied up at 14 apiece on the F&M Trust Sports Network and MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only. No regrets. If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. No regrets. With an Erie Rate Lock Auto Policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto.
Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimINSPA.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Live and local. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Well, they switched sides and they're lining up now. The Blue Devils, in a first and 10 situation, they can get another first down, and there goes a flag. And that's going to go against the Blue Devils. And I said secretly in my head, Rick, it's been a little while. It's been a little while. And that's going to be another 5-yard pushback for the Blue Devils. And that's the 12th penalty of the year, of the week, or the game, 12th of the year, too, I guess.
Exactly.
If you look at it that way. And that beats the record they had last season with 11 against Chambersburg.
Coach Dennis is going to see yellow flags in his sleep tonight.
That song, Tie a Yellow Ribbon, well, he could have tied around someone, I think.
Exactly.
So they now have a 1st and 15 with the ball resting. And Spencer Myers rolling, fakes once, fired, oh man, in and out of the hands of Joshua Honorat, who was the defender, not the receiver.
No, I don't think Spencer ever saw him. He thank goodness, because he threw a fastball, that's for sure. And I think, as we say, our friend Mike Montadoro says, that's why they're on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Number 82 now, that would be a big blow for them. It's Griffin Leedy, and I wonder if that's a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like the way he's laying there, it's just a cramp.
It's getting into conditioning time now, Greg.
Yeah, it is. And you asked a great question at halftime. You asked Lizzie if she knew how many of the Chambersburg Trojans went offense and defense, and this is where the toll will be taken. You got Derek Measle running pretty well up and down the sideline there, so he looks like he'll be able to come back in the ball game. There's some cramping. She mentioned Sean Walk having to come off with the cramp, and now Chambersburg facing the same situation. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see a few more as this game rolls on.
And Derek Measle just put his helmet on. He's back in the game, so that's great to see. But Sean Walk is still out, still stretching his hamstring, our starting guard. So it's going to be a war of attrition from here on out, I believe. We're 14-14. We're under 12 minutes. And, I think they're working on number 82, Griffin Leedy. I think they're working on his his calf there. I believe that's a cramp as well.
I mean, I don't know about you, but the cramps are something that occurs to me at times, particularly at night, and those things just hurt.
Oh, yeah, they do hurt.
Yeah. Sean Walk going back into the ball game, too, so the Blue Devils will have everybody back in that alignment, and they're able, Leedy gets a nice round of applause from the fans over here as well as his side as he goes off. And, of course, he has to come off even though he's okay, because once you're down and they call out the trainer, then you must come out of the game. 4 seconds have passed in the fourth quarter. It's 11:56, 14-14. Trojans scored first. Blue Devils put one together in the last 2 plays of the half to tie it up. Came out, and after holding Chambersburg on a 3-and-out, they were able to score, take the lead 14-7, but Chambersburg not done. Now it's 14-14. Myers from the shotgun, stops, pass, completes it to Bray Peck. Bray Peck goes and gets one tackle out of the way, but he can't get the second one out as they converge on him. But he does pick up about 5 yards on the play, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Nice play, little tight end curl, about 5 yards, like you said, picked it up. And, Bray's just a big, strong kid. It took about 4 Trojans to bring him down. So, again, what's interesting now, are you in 4-down territory? What's the confidence in our kicking game? So these are all questions. The first game of the year, you just don't know.
You don't know. It'll be one lone setback for the Blue Devils. Myers sends in motion. That is Measles.
He's
right
got the
side.
corner, Greg.
Can he make it? At the 10, at the 5, and out of bounds. Ooh, looking for a little flag there.
He got it.
There it is.
And that's a shame. Austin Kopp, number 2, made a nice play to catch Measle. Just a little too much extra there, and at the high school level, you've got to make that call.
Yeah, that has to be a call. I'm not sure that the Trojans will be real happy with that one. Just their second penalty, and it will be half the distance to the goal line as it sits right now at the 6-yard line. So they'll take it down, I would imagine, to the 3 for the Blue Devils, and a first and goal situation. Now try to decide whether it's a first down or not, I think.
Should be an automatic first down, I believe.
Yeah. Everybody, Blue Devils and Chambersburg came up to the line ready to go, but there's no stripes out there for them to play this one out.
And the referee's got the ball, so there's nothing,
that's true,
nothing to do with it.
Now they're going to take it about the 3-yard line, and it is a first down. So 3rd and short yardage for the Blue Devils. They'll break huddle with 11:38 and a chance to push one in here. It'll be Hines in the backfield, as well as Zimmerman to the left of him. Going to fake, and Spencer rolling. It looks like he can go in, and he does.
Touchdown.
Running touchdown. Spencer Myers 3 yards out, and the Blue Devils are on the board again.
I think Spencer had his choice there. I think he had Peck in the corner, but he took the safe route, ran it in, and a lot of life now on the Greencastle sidelines. Coach Chininis is getting that defense ready, and hopefully that's going to be the score we needed, Greg.
Well, you went to all that time, both teams, and now the last 3 possessions, we've had 3 scores.
Well, we got a shootout now, Greg, just like we said at halftime.
Yeah, we said it might happen that way. Extra point, they're critical, and it is good. For sure, Smith has been right on, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Austin Smith's done a real nice job.
So we'll keep it here as we get ready. Just want to remind you, as always, we do appreciate our sponsors for bringing you these games, as we can't do it without them. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, please give Mid-Penn Broadcasting a call. This broadcast brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on a home equity line of credit. Learn more at F&M Trust online. Equal housing lender. So Smith 3 for 3, and that puts 21 up on the board for the Blue Devils. 11-24. The secret here is to keep the defense to come out and play hard. Would be nice to get a turnover.
A turnover would be great, and no penalties.
No penalties. Well, we're up to 12. It's 12-2.
We'll just clean it up. That was a costly one, though, for Chambersburg. I don't know if that would have been a first down for Measle, but Greencastle. I'm going to continue to say, I think we're the better team out here. If we clean things up, I've seen nothing to think that we can't be a very good team this year and a playoff contender.
Short squib kick taken at the 27-yard line, and hit once and hit again, and down, not too many yards up. Going to give credit to the Blue Devils, number 28 on that one, Caleb Schaefer on the special teams. He slowed him down enough that he was brought down.
He hustled in there and made a nice play.
So the start of this drive will be at the 32-yard line for the Trojans. Big possession for them, by the way. 14.
This is interesting. Number 26, Liam Okel, who's a track star at Greencastle, has never played football as Chambersburg takes a timeout. Greg is now in here at a crucial time playing cornerback. So he's never played. He's got great speed, not good speed, great speed.
Great speed.
And decided to go out for football this year, and has obviously done a nice job because they have him in here at a crucial time.
Listen, he was 11th or 12th, and I can't really, I forget if it was 11th or 12th in the state in the 200 in trip-away with all the big boys that run. And so he obviously, as you just said, he has some speed, and man for man, he can run with anybody out there. So that's his job, that's his assignment. Run with him. Don't let anyone get by you. Blue Devils at the Chambersburg timeout comes at the 11:19 mark. You look at the board, it's 21-14. Blue Devils are up on top. Greencastle has all 3 timeouts left. Chambersburg has burned just 1 here in the second half. So they split one wide out to the nearest a face mask, huh?
I'm thinking that was where it would have been, or holding.
Well, it could be holding against Chambersburg. No, face mask. Oh, it is holding. Big break for the Blue Devils. Big break for the Blue Devils.
I can see why you were holding your breath, though.
Yeah.
The way the last hour and a half is going.
Well, you never know. So the penalty, that will be, they'll march off 10 yards on the hold.
And that's big. That really, you only have a sophomore quarterback. That really puts them at a disadvantage.
So they'll go from the 20-yard line now. Did not waste a down. The Blue Devils took the penalty, of course. 1st and 10. It's an open backfield. Open set. 2-step drop, quickly passed out here and completed. And 6 for Chambersburg. Looking at a 2nd and 18 now for them. Again, just the quarterback standing in the backfield, throwing out here and completes it quickly. Hit once, breaks the tackle, but then brought down before he reaches the 30-yard line. And the 31 is the original line of scrimmage. So the Blue Devils giving up the short pass, but not giving up the long yardage. Parker gets credit with the takedown on that one. So they're at the 29, 30-yard line. You pick there. It doesn't really matter.
So we got 3rd and 11, Greg. A big stop here in Chambersburg. It's under 10 minutes. Greencastle looks like they can move the ball whenever they want to, and this could be a big play in the game right now.
They just need to get a 2-score lead. Yep. Is really what it is here. Yep. Open set in the backfield again. Trips to the right, doubles to the left, and
another flag.
It's a delay of game against Chambersburg. So now they've caught that terrible disease that the Blue Devils had early on.
Yep. And you kind of would expect it more from Chambersburg with the sophomore quarterback, the new system in place. It's Greencastle's it was hard to fathom what was going on there, but they have cleaned it up in the second half. It's been a much better second half, and hopefully they got the ship righted here. And again, this makes it a very long, almost an unmanageable 3rd down.
Well, as you always say, you can't go to you don't have the full do not have the full playbook in use at this point in time. Open set again. They'll send in motion. The wing back fakes the catch. Now they're throwing here on a timing pattern way down here and just did not work out. Goes to the left of the intended receiver, Caleb Thompson, and brings up a 4th down situation for the Trojans.
And like you said, Derek Measle had good coverage there. You're asking a high school quarterback to put that in just a perfect position, and he wasn't able to do it. And Greencastle looked like Bray Peck and Jeremy Anderson both got a little pressure. And
Blue Devils with 4.5 also, and so they're just really.
Well, it looks like the wheels are starting to cut. And here's where you're seeing the maturity of Greencastle, the inexperience of Chambersburg. It looks like Greencastle feels like they should be in this position, and I think that's huge, especially in high school sports. You have to feel like you should be winning the game. We should be here.
We should be. It will be the punter Taylor standing back at his own 10-yard line. Snap is good. Kick is high, not as high as before, but it's going to take a nice bounce. Zimmerman will take it again at the 25. Breaks the one tackle, tries to go down the right sideline, forced out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And what a great hit. Did you see that one?
That was.
It was Garrett Connor, and I'm not sure who he leveled out, but
number 53 here limping off is who he took care of.
He just took him out, and good block. So the Blue Devils now, after the punt.
Kyron Zimmerman continues to just be an unsung star of this game with his returns.
The 45-yard line.
And that was dangerous.
It was dangerous. That's what I'm laughing about. It's not the Greencastle philosophy for us. You play a little close to the vest, but that time it looked like it was a good play though. It was. And with the football going down the left sideline,
Reggie Adams
scores. I didn't see the fumble.
I don't think he fumbled. I think he took it right away from him, Greg. I think he just ripped the ball right away from him.
Wow. A strange turn of events, to say the least. So the Trojans back on the board just when you thought, it's going to be Blue Devils' way.
Yeah, Didn't see that coming at all. About a 7-yard gain, and I think he just took the ball right. That's why we didn't see a fumble.
Yeah. I don't think anyone saw that coming until he went trucking down the sideline there from about the 50-yard line. Snap down, kick is up. It is good. Folks, we are tied at 21 apiece.
And now we have a late hit on Greencastle.
Oh, my, which will be on the kickoff. And so that will attack 15 yards. If it's unnecessary roughness, we'll wait for that one. Kick is good, though. 50-yard fumble recovery or so. I'm not sure the official on that one, official yardage on that one. And that was number 2 Adams.
Yeah, I think he just ripped it right out of Burton's hands.
And so suddenly...
Great play.
Yeah.
Great play.
We're still waiting for the call afterwards. Blue Devils, of course, and it will go against the kick. So another penalty, 13th of the ball game. I'm trying to, they've given up 40 in the first half, 50, 65, 70, 73 yards in penalty. They're going to punt from the 40 or kick from the 40. And now they
that's not right.
Yeah. Now it's back to the 45. Yeah. So they're bringing them back to the. Do they do an onside here? Everyone thinks
not a bad idea.
They're lined up in that formation as they bunch formation, but no, he's just going to kick it, and that's going to go through the uprights just for the fun of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to do it one time, Coach. Let me put it through the uprights. So that'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. Blue Devils with 9 minutes and 1 second.
Wow, big turn of events, Greg. Just, we went from getting ready to, put the nail in the coffin to, again, our third turnover, I believe, 13 penalties. Just not what Coach Dennis was hoping for out of a veteran team. Yard line. It'll be a
10-yard gain, close to a first down, depending on the mark where he went out of bounds. They're going to say it's a yard short, so a 9-yard gain.
And I like that call. Demetrius Burton, someone they're going to need as this year goes by. He's only a sophomore. The coaching staff's very high on him. That turnover had to just be awful for him. They give it right back to him, and that's forward thinking to say, listen, there's a long season to go. We got to have him engaged.
And we trust you. Spencer stops and pops across the middle. He hits Zimmerman at the 40-yard line. Is that who that is?
That's exactly who that is. 5'7", 140, Kyron Zimmerman, who has just come out of nowhere today to play a fantastic game.
Wow, he has really. Maybe not scoring the touchdowns, but he's certainly done a lot of other things, particularly with the football in his hands. 40-yard line, first down for the Blue Devils.
And again, you can kind of see who the coaching staff trusts at this point in the game and who's out there. And Zimmerman is out there, and here he goes in the. He's going to get the.
Oh man, if you were watching that one on the computer, it was a jet sweep to the left side, but unfortunately, Kelton Chastelic also knew it was a jet sweep to the left side.
And we just said about Zimmerman's size, and he just got hit by a young man who's 6'3", 255. So, Greg, you're the education expert. That's a physics problem right there.
Yeah, and immovable force hit by a moving force, and I don't know what the formula is, but down he went, lost the 5 yards on the play, 2nd and 15. 14 says the scoreboard. We'll go with that. Spencer looking over his team now, goes under center. Wing formation in motion. They give the ball. Spencer keeps it. Nice fake
he's
down.
got it wide open. Christian Gleichman, number 89. I think he's going to go the whole way, Greg.
He does. Touchdown, Blue Devils. What a call, what a play, what a pass, what a catch.
And what was really cool about that from up here, I don't know if you could tell it on here, that was not his first read. He was looking for Bray Peck in the corner, came off him, and saw Christian Gleichman, another senior, streaking down the center of the field for the touchdown, and that's just fantastic. Good for them.
Senior year, and with Jeffries and Gleichman, they come in. They're going for 2, and they're going to get 2 on that one. surprised the heck out of me with that call.
Yeah, he did.
Great call, by the way.
A fake extra point.
Chrisman, the ball carrier, he gets the fake extra point, and the Blue Devils now have extended it to 29-21.
Just to remind everybody, this was 7-0 with 10 seconds left in the second quarter.
That's right. Yeah. We thought, yeah, it was 10. Sort of a boring first half, wasn't it?
Unbelievable turn of events.
Well, it's not over, my friends. 7:33 to go.
No, at this pace, we should get 6 more scores in here.
I think we're scoring at a remarkable pace for both teams, just left and right, and big plays to boot. That is something you didn't see out of the Blue Devils last year. You did not see the big plays.
You were starting to say before that play threw us off, perseverance of seniors. Christian Gleichman waited his turn. Jeremy Anderson's waited their turn.
Tyler
Jeffries have waited their turn. They've played in the program. It's not fashionable anymore to wait your turn and be the next man up when your class is up. These seniors have waited their turn, and they're making plays, and that's awesome to see. And then Matt Chrisman with a real neat fake there.
Ball on the snap. It's going to be down at the 31-yard line, recovered by the Trojans. That could have been dangerous.
But I guess where I was going with that, Craig, you don't take those chances with an underclassmen team.
Right.
You trust. You've been with them. They've been in your program for 4 years. Coach Chabowski does a great job at the freshman level. They graduate to the JV level. They've been through a lot of football games, and then they earn the coaching staff's trust.
That they do, and they have benefited from that. And credit to the coaching staffs, keeping these guys involved and into the program. Clock at 7:31. That's what's remaining in this one. The Blue Devils have an 8-point lead, 29-21. Hoover drops the ball. He'll cover it. And it just, I think he moved before the snap got to him.
I was just getting ready to say Caden Hoover, the sophomore quarterback, has played a great game. He's been very poised, but now it's going to get tested a little bit. And Chambersburg in general has stayed poised. They've had a lot of crazy things happen to them on their side. This has been a bizarre football game, an entertaining second half.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's been a unique game. And, for Chambersburg's sake, let's see if they can hold it together and answer a drive of their own.
Hoover rolling to his right, completes the pass, but for no gain as
Sprague got him.
It was Darius Johnson on the wide side there, or the short side, and completed pass, but no gain on the play. Both quarterbacks have completed their last 3 passes, so they're feeling a little bit more comfortable with them. Fortunately for the Blue Devils, ours are downfield. Trojans have been out on the flats and haven't gained a lot of yards.
Well, and we've tackled well tonight.
We have.
Tackled very well.
You sometimes forget that because you assume that's what they should do, but they have tackled well.
And what we say during basketball all the time, they're kids, Greg. The Friday night lights are finally on. You never really know how anyone's going to react to it.
Hoover running for dear life, throws it, almost intercepted. That was Chrisman again, as the pass was intended for Darius Johnson, but underthrown. And again, that would have been a huge interception, but a great play in itself.
And that's good enough. Right now they force the punt, and all we need to do now is just take care of the ball for the last 6 minutes and, put a good drive together and then put this away.
Well, let's see
we said that a couple minutes ago, I think.
At the 15-yard line, Taylor will stand his receivers to receive the punter back at the 40 in Blue Devil territory. Nice high punt. And it is fair caught by Bailey Parker at the 43-yard line. Wow. It has been a great second half of football for the fans of football. If you're a coaching staff, Greencastle, gave up too many things, but really, it's been fun to watch, and from our standpoint, it has been fun to call.
It really has. The atmosphere has been great. Like we said, the environment's been fantastic, and hopefully the Blue Devils can finish this off here in style.
That is, once again, Blue Devils Demetrius Burton, and he goes up for about a 4-yard pickup. Had some blocking in front of him, but couldn't be able to turn the corner.
And Blue is making his way up to the booth.
Yes, he is. I think he wants to do a little play-by-play.
How good is our cameraman? Can he get Blue on there?
He doesn't want to take it off the field. The minute he takes it off the field, something's going to happen. I know. From the pistol with a sidecar to the left and double fake, and they give it to Burton again. Burton just drives his way for the first down. Wow, nice little run by Demetrius Burton. And they'll move the sticks again, and more importantly, they'll move the clock.
And that's even more important in this whole process now. And it just looks like Chambersburg's getting their shirt tails are coming out. You see some guys bent over a little bit. And, you know, one of the things, you said my background's not football. One of the things that's always been unique that I felt, playing defense seems to be harder in football. You always hear about wearing the defense down. You're thinking, well, the offense is doing the same thing out there. But it seems like the offense gets to play downhill and the defense doesn't. There goes Derek Measle. That's going to be a nice gain around the left side.
Yep, still going down the left side. Chambersburg blitzed, tried to make something happen. Once he got to the corner, there was a lot of room for him to go down.
Did he stay in bounds, Greg?
Well, they're going to move the sticks anyway. They'll have to wait and see how that goes. And I think also, even though they came with the blitz, I think you're right. They're running ragged out there defensively. And Greencastle now with a 29-21 lead, you can feel the momentum on their part. They're not as tired as Chambersburg because they're winning right now.
That's a good point.
Myers, same formation. He has wings on both sides, wide out to the right. In motion comes the one wing. They're going to give it to Burton again.
That's Hines.
That's Hines, yep. I'm sorry about that. James is going to be mad at me.
Well, you know, you said it, and our friend Mike Montador, who's a football coach, you run those bellies, you run that up there because everything sets off of that, especially in the wing tee, and it just, you're chewing up time right now. It wears you out. It's just, in boxing, it's just like getting hit to the body.
2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils. Now the clock under 4 minutes. Just what they wanted to do here. Myers goes up under center with 2 in the backfield. Going to give it to Burton this time. Burton, he gets hit right away and goes down. Not a big gain, maybe a yard. And a interesting 3rd down situation facing the Blue Devils at this time.
Well, they're in 4-down territory. So I think, Greg, you're going to see 2 runs here.
Yes, and put the burden on the backs of the Trojans.
Yep, I think so. I think you're going to run this clock down. You're going to snap this under 3 minutes, and I think you're going to see something. They're in kind of a spread formation.
Yeah, they are. It doesn't seem like a running formation, but they run out of the pistol a lot with that sidecar there. And, Spencer drops it, and he goes down. Did not hold on to it. That technically is another fumble. That's 2 the Blue Devils have recovered and 1 that they have lost. That puts them way back at the 37, 38-yard line.
And again, that's a good snap. That Spencer just took his eye off the ball, and those are just not mistakes you think a third-year starting quarterback's going to make. I mean, the coach Teninis just has to be beside himself on what the mistakes have been.
Yeah, you allow for some mistakes, but some of these just really aren't what you expect with a 30 senior squad.
Yep.
Myers gets the snap, kicks it, tries to boot it to the corner. If it takes the stays where it's supposed to. Little bounce up this way. Greencastle will recover it at the 15. So inside the 20, good punt from Spencer Myers.
That looked like a Greg Hoover sandwich there.
Yes, it
dropped
does.
It in and spun it right back.
Well, no, it shanked to the right a little bit. I think what it was. Chambersburg will trot the offense out. 1 timeout remaining in their repertoire here as they'll work from the 15-yard line. So 85 yards to go for pay dirt and a chance to tie this one up, and 2:12 to go and 1 timeout. Tough assignment for a sophomore quarterback and his team. He will work from the pistol also. Snap high, but brings it in. Three-step drop and throws, and knocked down by the Blue Devils that time. Coming across the middle is Okel. And
you know, that's huge. If you can get another athlete, another senior, who you can put back there to cover people with his speed, that's going to be important down the stretch. Just a quick score, Greg. Palmyra 27, East Pennsboro 6.
Ooh.
And in the Colonial Division, which the Greencastle plays, East Penn, I believe, was picked to win the division.
Well, actually, the Patriot picked Greencastle with East Pennsboro second.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they are supposed to be a pretty good team.
Yep.
I'm surprised Palmyra, there was a thought that Palmyra will be okay, and so obviously they are okay. 2:08, clock stopped on the incomplete pass as the Chambersburg offense comes out the line of scrimmage. Two receivers. They'll bring one in motion from the far side to the near. Eric had a hand on it. Sam Sperg had a chance, and so did the intended receiver have a chance.
Measle was about at the Trojan 15-yard line until he figured out he didn't have the ball. That would have been the nail right there.
That would have been. So another incomplete pass stops the clock at the 2:01 mark.
We have a late hit, Greg, on the quarterback, unfortunately.
Oh, man. Oh, man. We'll be honest. Listen, we know we're doing Chambersburg and Greencastle. Mid-Penn Broadcasting always does Chambersburg and Greencastle. Gary Klein, the Chambersburg play-by-play. We're the Greencastle people. So when we talk a little bit more, we apologize to the Chambersburg fans. You owe them.
And another big costly mistake for the Blue Devils there, Greg.
It certainly is. Hoover has some time. Throwing way downfield. Oh, what a catch. A great catch. Is that Belevin? No, that is Clay Myers that comes in with the reception. He was covered.
He was. Okel was back there. The receiver for Chambersburg just made a better play on the ball.
Wow. The late hit, that one's tough.
But you're right, though. Unfortunately, the late hit is what leads to this, and it's just those penalties. And this game's not over, Greg.
But no, by far. Everybody on their feet here at Trojan Stadium. Hoover, draw play to Lee. Lee around the right corner. He has some running room. Oh, he fakes one out, and he goes down inside the 5-yard line.
And then he's out of bounds, too.
Stopping the clock with 1:30 to go.
Chambersburg, you just got to give them a lot of credit. There has been about 10 times during this game where, they were on their last leg, and they have found a play. They have made a play. They have kept their composure, and, hats off to them. They have really done some nice things to keep themselves in this ball game.
They sure have. I tell you, that drive, after 2 incomplete passes and almost an interception, you thought, okay, Greencastle's right where they want to be, but Chambersburg is right where they want to be. They're going to give it to their big guy again. That's number 36 for the Trojans, and that is Brandon Miller.
And now let's remember a couple plays ago, the fake extra point, 2-point conversion could be huge now, because now Chambersburg's going to have to come up with something.
And they know, Greencastle knows they have to go for 2.
Yep. Yeah.
He gets it again.
He didn't make it.
Oh, no, they stopped him this time. Great defensive stance by the Blue Devil at the 1-yard line.
Greg, this reminds me of the first 2 years of this rivalry were just wild games, just 31-30. I believe both came down to field goals. One time we missed it, one time we made it.
Yep.
And
first game we were able to put it through the uprights, made it 20-17. Yep. Next time with a chance to, I have that somewhere here. The next time with a chance to do so, we weren't. Here it is in 2010. In that game, 43-42.
Yep.
That was like, let's exchange touchdowns. And then in 2012 and 13, Chambersburg dominated 49-7, 56-10. Then last year, as we mentioned, 34-10 win for the Blue Devils. And it comes down, the final timeout. I think Chambersburg took that timeout.
Yes, it did.
Now, I have them with 3. They have them with 1 timeout left up there. I swear they had 3. Maybe they didn't take that second one, obviously. At the 1-yard line, Miller's, will they fake and not go to Miller this time?
Lee has been their best offensive player. I think I might have to give him a shot, but they still have one timeout there, so that must be accurate, Greg.
Yeah, that's more accurate than I am. So Miller comes to the back, to the fullback position. And Hoover goes up under center. Everybody is double tight end, tight. Miller.
He's in.
He's in. Touchdown. And it comes down to this. It comes down to the extra point. What a drive. What a drive.
And you know what? You don't like to get too crazy, but Caden Hoover, for a sophomore quarterback, Greg, has been nothing short of outstanding with, and it's not even his play. His play has been very good. His poise. His poise, his leadership. You know, there's a few positions in sports. If you're going to play catcher in baseball, if you're going to play point guard in basketball, if you're going to play quarterback in football, you've got leadership is just given to you. You cannot not lead.
Right.
And you know, Caden Hoover, as a sophomore, his first varsity start, didn't even know he was going to be the starter, had to earn that job in practice, and you could see why he did and Coach Saunders' decision to go with him. And my hat's off to that young man, and maybe this is a sign of his coming out party, but again, more than his play, it's the intangibles of keeping them together, keeping them in it that have been outstanding.
Let's set the stage right now. 50 seconds left. The clock is not immaterial in this play as they're going for the extra point. It is 29-27. The Trojans hurrying out here, and they will look
to the right.
Yep, and they have Lee in the backfield from the 3-yard line. Fake action, play action. No one's there to get the quarterback, and he runs in on the bootleg to the left side. And this one, my friends, is tied up at 29 apiece.
Excellent play design. They put triple receivers, 3 receivers to the right-hand side. They fake to Lee on the right and quarterback keeper, and there was nobody there.
Well, let's go back to the first half. How much time was on the clock when the Blue Devils got the ball back?
There was under 10 seconds, 7-0 Chambersburg, and all of a sudden the dam has broken.
Well, it has, and my point for that is they did it with 10 seconds. They got 50 seconds and 3 timeouts. See how this...
and we've stopped ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, Chambersburg still has not, and that's not a knock on Chambersburg. That's just the fact.
Yeah, it is.
We have moved up and down the field. It's just penalties, turnovers, or we'd have 50 points.
Miller gathered his second touchdown. The last one was a 1-yard run. That was a 1-yard run. It was a 7-play, 85-yard drive for the Trojans. It is Taylor once again set to kick off, this time at the 40 where he really should kick off, and no penalties after that play for the Blue Devils.
An important point you made. We have all 3 timeouts.
Kickoff and to Zimmerman at the 10-yard line. Here he comes up the middle, stopped right away. That's probably the least of his runs, but positive yardage to the 7. We always look at the 20 and bring it out, so it's at the 27, and that's where the Blue Devils will go to work.
Well, and what those 3 timeouts give you, Greg, is it gives you the whole field to work with. You don't have to panic. The receivers and running backs can go for the extra yards. They don't have to just cut it off short and get out of bounds. So we'll see what Spencer Myers can do here with 46 seconds left. 1st and 10 on his own 28-yard line.
They need 73 yards. Chambersburg needed 85. Myers.
You got to figure they at least need 50 yards.
Yep. Across the middle, complete, no, incomplete pass.
Good defense by number 10, Sean Vessa.
Yep, he was all over Parker. Yep. And Parker couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete pass. Stops the clock. Blue Devil running out of the pistol formation with a sidecar to the left. That is Burton on the last series. Let's see what this is. As for the Blue Devils, as Luke Robertson brings the play in, Peck comes wide out to our near side. Robinson will be on the other side, and then 2 wings. They'll move Parker over to the other side also. He'll be in a slot position now to the left. He comes in, no, that's not him in motion. That is, well, there's a flag on the play.
I think we had 2 guys in motion.
Yeah, once they, I don't know if he, well, I guess he did set the offense.
Yep, no, I think, wow. Just another.
Penalty number 15. 15. That brings it back to the 20-yard line, or the 23-yard line. Really, we said 73, but they shot themselves in the foot again this time.
Well, now you got to wonder, Greg, do you play for overtime here? You don't want to do something stupid down in your end and give the ball.
They had delayed, and Burton, wow, racked up right away. Two-yard pickup at the best.
I think I'm letting this clock run out, Greg.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you. Though we're trying to set up the 2-minute drill here. Spencer calling the play out. He has Robertson wide to our near side, and Spence straight back in the pocket looking to throw. Comes out of the pocket, stops, and throws way downfield for Parker, I believe it was. Couldn't bring it in, got his hands on it, and a good defensive effort on the other side for the Chambersburg Trojans.
He was covered well, but he, like you said, I mean, he made a heck of an attempt for it. Great pass, just couldn't pull it in a little high.
That will stop the
clock.
That
shocks me a little bit. Again, back to what we were concerned with what Chambersburg did. Is it deja vu?
Yeah, and you know, the clock was running, it'd be one thing, but he just, unless he runs around for 9 seconds, and I don't think that's what you want to do. Trojans will send everybody. Kick is a line drive, and Chambersburg will wisely let it go. Let it roll. Inside the 40, let it roll. There's the end of the ball game. We are going to overtime, my friends. It's been an exciting one here at Chambersburg. Whatever you do, don't go away. 29-29. We'll be back with the overtime on the F&M Trust Sports Network at midpennbroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Chalk Talk, the only program dedicated exclusively to Franklin County High School football, is on midpennbroadcasting.com. Join Gary Klein and Mike Montadoro every Thursday night at 7:30, streaming live from John Allison Public House, 401 East Baltimore Street in Greencastle. We preview each week's upcoming games and talk with the players, coaches, and reporters. You're invited to join the conversation. Email us your questions and comments during the show. Chalk Talk on midpennbroadcasting.com.
Your home for Franklin County sports. This is midpennbroadcasting.com.
Well, what a way to start out the 2015 season here on midpennbroadcasting.com. Chambersburg Greencastle games with you all year long, and the matchup between the two couldn't have been any better of a ball game for either team. You know, really, Greencastle came in with being the 10-point favorite, so you really got hats off to Chambersburg. Many times could have folded, refused to fold, but in the same sense, so has the Blue Devils. They've been down and out and given up some things that really could have hurt them, but back in the ball game they are. Now, overtime. That gets to be a tricky situation.
It gets to be a real tricky situation. And again, as a coach, I'm big on this. I'm seeing some leadership from the Blue Devils sideline. I'm seeing some, not just Coach Teninis, I'm seeing some of their senior leaders barking, getting excited. We'll see if that carries over. But overtime in the high school, anything can happen.
Well, it is. Obviously, one bad play and it's over.
Yep.
It's not like you get a chance for redemption. The big thing is who wins the coin toss, because normally if you win it, you're going to say, I'll play defense the first time out, so you know what you have to do on offense the second time around. So we're going to have to wait for that. The officials, I guess there's like a 5-minute gap time here at halftime to give at the end of the game to give people a chance to rest. And you know what? I can understand why. Too bad we didn't get a chance to rest. Some other games going on right now of interest. Big Spring at West Perry. It is Hanover at James Buchanan, Kennerdale at Waynesboro, Littlestown at Bowling Springs, Palmyra at East Pennsboro, Red Lion at Hershey, Shippensburg at Dover. They're all our league games, so we'll see what's happening, and those, they may be over as we head to overtime.
We do have a couple scores quick, Greg. Hanover is up 13-0 on James Buchanan. Waynesboro 7-0 on Kennerdale at this point. But we're going to try to refresh that. We don't know exactly when those scores were, but Coach Dennis, we said, is in his 28th year. Be interested to see if you'd ask him.
Look at him coming out there. Yeah. They're both smiling. They're both smiling as they meet there, and a handshake and a hug.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. I don't know how many times Coach Dennis has had openers like this.
No, I can't remember too many openers of that way. They're good friends. They like each other. They both come from that old school of rough and tough football, and know a lot of respect for each other too. As now again, as we said, I think this is huge. I always, you always want to have your team get the ball second because you know what you have to do. And then they have to pick an end too, which end they're going to play.
Yeah, there's really not much wind at all, so I don't think that's going to be a major. Anyway, and it's good for Coach Saunders. I don't know him well, but I know he's been under scrutiny is probably the best word for it. And it's hard to run a program enough as it is, let alone when you have some outside forces that you're contending with. So I don't know, and I don't want to speak on those because I don't know enough about the situation. But hopefully, for the kids' sake in the program, everybody can pull together and they not have that this year, and the kids can just concentrate on playing ball.
Listen, this is arguably, their division is arguably one of the toughest, maybe not the toughest, but one of the toughest. Since Bishop McDevitt went down to another division, it's not quite as tough as it used to be. But Central Dauphin, who played for a state title, Cumberland Valley, who's won their share of state titles, always produces. Everybody else sort of goes through a cyclic sort of thing, everybody up there, but not those two teams. But State College has been a perennial powerhouse.
Harrisburg High is out. Their talent is second to none.
Yeah. Well, it does appear the Blue Devils will have won the toss and elected to be on defense first. That's a good thing for the Blue Devils. And then it was Chambersburg picked the end where it is enclosed, where there's probably less of a wind disruption if they would have to go for a field goal or anything of that nature. Now that big flag down there in the end zone really does have some wind forcing it out a little bit, and so it could be a factor, but it's blowing that way, and with that in mind, we know that would be good for them to kick if they had to kick.
Well, and it's actually turned into a nice evening now. It was really soupy to start this game, and so we got Chambersburg with the ball on the 10-yard line to start, and that really puts the defense at a major disadvantage, and Chambersburg has not tried a field goal, but their extra points have been solid.
They have been. Kickoffs have been solid.
Yes, kickoffs have been excellent.
80 degrees right now, dropped 7 degrees from the start of the ball game, and Chambersburg with the ball, and they're going to give it to Lee. Lee trying to go around the side, doesn't get anywhere on it.
He might have lost a yard.
Yeah, he might. They start from the 10-yard line, you get 4 plays. You score, the other team gets 4 plays. Someone's won after that, it's over. If not, you continue to play. So that's basically it. So the first play out is a 2-yard gain, 1-yard gain.
And back to what we were saying, Greg, this is when you need one of your seniors to make a play. So someone's got to step up and make a play.
So here they go. They'll break huddle again. Hoover brings his team up to the line. He'll have 2 in the backfield. He'll have a wide receiver to the right side and twins to the left. And he takes in motion. Now it's just 1 in the backfield. Looking to pass. Hoover sets, throws
penalty
for the corner.
Flag. There's a penalty flag.
That one's overthrown and out of bounds. Great catch, but he was out of bounds at the time. Now we got to see who the penalty flag is again. There's the holding penalty. Here's the question.
Do you take it?
Yeah, do you take it or decline? Because it'll be 3rd down. If you take it, it's 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage. So the discussion is...
They're going to move him back. Coach Innes is going to take it.
So they'll get 3 more downs on that one.
Well, what it does is then make an interesting field goal, Greg.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the...
it's actually going to work out. It's a spot foul. It's actually going to work out to a 15-yard penalty. So that turns into a major difference now. You know, a high school field goal kicker, 15 yards is big.
Well, 25, you add the 17, 25, 42-yard field goal. That's pretty hefty.
That was a nice pass by Hoover.
Yeah, it was.
It was where it needed to be.
Yeah, because you couldn't get it any closer than that. They'll start now. Again, you see him in motion, passing formation, two-step drop. Hoover looking, throws out here to the left, and Lee with a nice catch, but he has to fall to make the catch. No, he did not catch it. It is incomplete at the 20-yard line.
Good effort. Chambersburg has nothing to hang their heads with. They came in a 10-point underdog. They've given Greencastle everything they could handle and almost
some.
more.
Yeah, because it is tied at 29 apiece. Incomplete pass, third down, and 25. That doesn't change, again, what we described as a 25, 32, 42-yard field goal attempt. Here we go. Same formation. Hoover's going to roll to his left, looking to find someone down there, and almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Chrisman, and that brings up the fourth down situation. Wow.
Chrisman's played a nice game, our starting safety back there, but unfortunately that was one he'd like to have back. That was in his hands.
So do you send Thomas out to kick the field goal?
I think you have to, don't you?
He's there. He's there. He's going to line it up. It will be a 42-yard field goal attempt.
There's no first down to get.
No, there isn't. So you have to. Greencastle has to be careful. No roughing, no anything like that. Snap is down, kick is up. Sprague almost got to it.
Wide left.
Wide to the left. Wide to the left. Wow. Missed field goal opportunity. 42 yards is not a chip shot in high school.
No, not at all. That was not a chip shot field goal, but that young man had plenty of leg.
Oh, he did.
He just missed it left.
Let's remember one thing, too. Sophomore. He's a sophomore. So Blue Devils now need just to score. It can be any way they want to score. Any way they want to. From the 10-yard line, 4 downs to get it into that end zone or through the uprights for a field goal. They'll run 3 and see where they're at.
Ball security has to be absolute top of mind right now, Greg.
Hines in the backfield. Wing T formation. Here comes in motion. Jet sweep. No, they give it to Hines straight up the middle. That is a push and a half. And
I think when the
they frown upon that.
Yeah.
It's got to be against the Blue Devils. Got to be a 5-yard penalty.
Yep.
Motion.
What's happening is with the wing T, when they start that wing back in motion, Greg, somebody else is moving, and it's happened about 5 times tonight, and you just can't have 2 guys in motion, and it's just over anxious. Is that the right word? Undisciplined right now? I mean, what's the right word?
We'll go with the over anxious. I think it is. So Blue Devils still have all 4 downs, nothing else. That is their 16th penalty of this ball game.
And back to what we talked about, momentum. We had it there. James Hines took that down to the 3-yard line.
Going to try it again. Measles around the left side, has some running room, steps out of bounds at the 10-yard line, 9-yard line. Not that out of bounds matters. The clock's not running anyway.
Derek Measles going to sleep well tonight.
Yes, he will.
He's been involved in about 60% of the plays for Greencastle.
2nd down for the Blue Devils, so run it the other way. What the heck?
I think
they got 7.
You're exactly right. I think what you want to do now is just kind of play for 3, line it up, get the ball in the middle of the field or wherever your kicker likes it.
He's left-footed, so I'm not really sure if he likes it from which hash he might like it from. In motion, they're going to give it to Hines. Hines forces.
He almost popped out of the back there.
He got more yards than anyone thought he was going to. He's down to the 3-yard line now, or is that the 2? It could be the 2-yard line.
He just about popped through the back of that. And you know what, Greg? Let's not leave it up to our kicker.
No. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it in this one. Blue Devils with a chance to escape from Chambersburg.
And that's probably the best way to say it.
Myers comes up. It is Hines again in that backfield. Short yardage expert. In motion. And they give it to Hines again.
I don't think.
No, they're on the stripe. They're right on the stripe. Wait. Well, everybody blew. Sean Walk said it was a touchdown, so it must be.
and he's a good kid. He wouldn't lie to us.
He would not lie to us. They are going to spot that on the 1. And now,
this is less than an extra point.
Yeah. And now Austin Smith gets a chance to be the hero.
Yep.
It is amazing. In 6 years, 3 of these games have come down to field goals.
We got Bailey Parker running on a little late here. We better get a timeout. Do we have a timeout in this?
Yes. Yeah, you do. You get an extra one.
I'd get a timeout here. We're way discombobulated right now, Greg.
It will be Chrisman to hold the ball. One of the timeout. They got the timeout.
Yeah.
Yep. A little confusion on the part of the Blue Devils. They don't have enough on the field.
No, they were running. I'm not sure what went on there. That's the third Blue Devil to run on. We were at 8 at one point.
Yeah. Bottom line, truly at this stage.
No, it's a good timeout just in general.
Yeah. You don't want to. I'm not really big on icing kickers. No. These guys, I mean, it's no big deal.
Yep.
I always love it when they do it in the pros. Wait a minute. This guy's been kicking all his life. You think, well, of course, in the pros, they go timeout.
Second.
It could be a 7-minute, 8-minute thing. So
yeah, I'm with you. You line it up and you see what happens, and then these kids it's so different these days. The practice, the skill camps, the only thing I would be a little concerned about is the angle for a left-footed kicker, but I don't know. I don't know Austin well enough to know where he likes the ball, so we'll find out. But just because of how close it is, it's actually closer than an extra point.
It is
closer. It's going to be. He's going to have to put a little draw on it. Back to our golf analogy.
Yep, you're right. You know, the other thing you could do, and they're pretty good at it, get a penalty and move it back 5 yards. Make it a little different. Here goes Austin with Chrisman, the holder.
And now Chambersburg going to call a timeout.
There's a timeout. There's a little game that goes on. Now, it has been an excellent high school football game, an excellent season opener for both teams. Been a lot of fun, regardless of how this ends up. Chambersburg will be at Shippensburg. I believe Gary will be on staff for that one next week and go down there and make the call at Shippensburg. You'll be able to view that ball game, and at the same time, you can see Greencastle and Littlestown going at it back at beautiful Cayley Field as they return home. There is no place like home. Rick. There is no place like home. So here they go again. After the timeout, the icing procedure. And Smith, the senior, who has been kicking JV for the last years. And Chrisman, the holder. Snap is down.
Snap.
Kick is up. It is good. The Blue Devils go home with a 3-point victory here tonight on the Austin Smith field goal. An unbelievable finish, and the third time in 6 years that this game has come down to a field goal. That is unbelievable.
Well, Greg, just your ho-hum 32-29 overtime high school opener. Wow. And I don't care what you're favored. I don't care what the papers or anyone says. You're a high school kid. You're playing your rival in your opening game, and you got the win on a last-second field goal. That's stuff you remember forever. And how about Austin Smith? Like you said, again, how many kids have we said have waited their turn?
Yeah.
This senior class, another kid who's kicked JV for 2 years, waits his turn. Christian Gleichman waits his turn, makes a big play at the end. Jeremy Anderson of star defense. Zimmerman with his kicks. It's a testament to the program. It's a testament to the kids. And you know what? This is great. Great sportsmanship. And hopefully, for Chambersburg's sake, a lot of good things. And we said that about Hoover playing quarterback.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as we wrap this game up. What a great finish. At 32-29, Blue Devils win it. Back with a post-game show after these messages on the F&M Trust Sports Network and MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Everything's falling this season, including F&M Trust home equity rates. With the home equity line of credit from F&M Trust, you can pay less rate and add more great to your life. Get extra funds to pay off high-interest bills, tackle home remodeling projects, or make other big purchases. Apply today, and you'll rake in even more savings with F&M Trust special introductory rates. For details, connect with any local branch or visit fmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender.
Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertising agency, has been serving the tri-state area for 35 years. We specialize in screen printing and embroidered clothing. Del Martin Incorporated supplies a full range of brand-name uniforms for athletic, work, and medical applications, and a full line of advertising essentials.
Hey, way to go, guys.
We have an in-house artist ready to put your ideas to work for you. T-shirts for schools, clubs, churches, and events. Del Martin Incorporated, 21 Sarah Susan Lane, Greencastle. Phone 717-597-5751. Or online at delprint.com.
Heating or air conditioning needs? Look no further than Lecron's Comfort Solutions. We service all brands: heat pumps, humidifiers, system replacements, gas, oil, electric heat, and ductless systems. Lecron's Comfort Solutions is your authorized Terrain dealer. Call Corey at 717-597-3768 for a free estimate. We are licensed and insured. Lecron's Comfort Solutions. Local company, local name. Serving Greencastle and all of Franklin County with professional service and installation.
Celebration taking place for the Blue Devils and their faithful here tonight as they pull out a exciting, I don't know what adjective we haven't used already, as I'm looking down yonder and you see the reporters talking to Austin Smith, who becomes the immediate hero, but Rick, this game, hey,
we turn that down. High school football every Thursday night at 7:30 on MidPennBroadcasting.com.
It doesn't matter. We don't know what we're doing here at the end, but that's okay. You know,
we did better than usual.
Well, no, we did. But Smith becomes the instant hero. But wow, as you mentioned before we went to the break there, what a great step up by seniors. You expect the Myerses and the Measles and the Bray Pecks and all those to play well, but they got some contributions from people that normally don't get the headlines, and this time they got the headlines, and again that pays tribute to them. But I got to, you know, if I'm Coach Saunders, I got to say, wait a minute, guys, we're not as bad as people think we are. Yep. You know, and though we are going into a tough conference, they still can. Shippensburg's coming up. They have a game there. Lower Dauphin, perhaps. There's some other teams that certainly they can play with. Mifflin County. By the way, Mifflin County is the only team they beat last year. Most likely, Mifflin County, when the Mid-Penn switches, will be in our conference.
Yep, I did
for
see
football.
that,
For football, to give them a chance to catch their breath. Boy, I mean, you know, they just jumped right into the Commonwealth conference.
Careful what you ask for.
Yeah, and really, but they're going to probably come down and play in our conference for a couple of years just to catch their breath and get things situated. But for Chambersburg, again, pretty good game for them. I feel bad for the sophomore. He misses a field goal. That one he'll kick every other time, but just the name of the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and really just a great game.
It was, and I think, you know, at the end of the day, if you're Chambersburg, you know, you can talk about the schedule, but that's the size school they are. You know, and you know, I know when I went to Cedar Cliff, Chambersburg was one of our big rivals in the early 90s, so it's not like it has never been done here. It's not like they're not capable. I mean, I do understand things are cyclical, but they are hyper competitive in baseball. They're solid in basketball. So there's athletes here. Coach Saunders just, you know, needs to keep building the program from the 9th grade level up and get the numbers, because and where I go with that is that's what I don't think Coach Teninis and the football staff get enough credit. You know, that this program, like you said, the Derek Measles, the Bray Pecks, the Spencer Myers, we knew about them coming into this, Greg. What we didn't know, or what we didn't, the everyday fan didn't know, is Christian Gleichman's waiting his turn, catches a 60-yard touchdown pass. You have kids,
Jeffries with a great catch and run.
Which turned the game around.
Yeah, it did.
So you've got kids who, Austin Smith with a kick. You've got kids who play freshmen, who play JV, who then fill in with your what we'll call your star players, for lack of a better term. And that's how you win at the high school level and build a solid and that's how you go 11 years with a winning record.
Well, yeah, the last 10 years have been been very powerful for the Blue Devils. You know, they did go through a little downslide, which is natural for them, for everybody, and now it looks like they're back up again. They have to correct a lot of things. You cannot have 16 penalties a game and walk away with a win. They did tonight, but you can't, and nor at the same time they've had a few turnovers that they need to correct. And again, they haven't come up. They haven't come up with the turnovers.
Yep.
You know, they have not made the turnovers. Last year, only 4 interceptions. That's not a lot.
That's a great point, because there was 2 times when we had our better athletes, Derek Measle on the one, Chrisman on the other, had interceptions, and we just didn't hold on. Sometimes it's not just the plays you make, it's the plays you don't make that could change a game. But I think overall, if you're Greencastle, you got a lot to work on. I mean, do you think you're going to have 16 penalties moving forward? 2 drop snaps.
Yeah.
I mean, so you had some bizarre things happen. Demetrius Burton just gets the ball ripped out of his hands, and Chambersburg's going. Derek Measle's going in for a touchdown down here, and he loses the ball. One of your shorthanded guys. So, kind of a bizarre game. It's the first game, but if you're Greencastle, you go to a rival and you get the victory, and hopefully good things will come. One thing is, the Blue Devils will not be outmanned by anybody.
No.
They have the talent. There's no question about
Certainly
that.
not. Certainly not. Do remind you that this post-game show brought to you by Antrim Insurance, your local area insurance agent, serving Greencastle, Waynesboro, Chambersburg, Mercersburg, and surrounding areas. Antrim Insurance, 169 South Antrim Way, Greencastle, and 1685 East Main Street in Waynesboro. Do we have another one?
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back to wrap it up right after these messages on the F&M Trust Sports Network and MidPennBroadcasting.com and GameTimePA.com.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had an auto accident? It's common to wonder how things could have turned out differently, if only.
No regrets.
If only you had Erie Insurance. With Erie, instead of regrets, you can focus on putting your mishap behind you. With an Erie Rate Lock auto policy, your rate won't take a hit, no matter what. It stays put until you change a car, driver, or address. People who treat you fairly, legendary service, great rates. That's what it means to have seriously good insurance for your auto, home, or business. Erie Insurance. See for yourself why Erie received the J.D. Power Award for highest in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 3 years in a row.
Your Erie agent in Greencastle and Waynesboro is Antrim Insurance Agency. Get a quote at AntrimInspa.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Limited to 3 years in Virginia. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. For J.D. Power Award information, go to JDPower.com.
Erie Insurance.
Streaming live with over 70 local sporting events a year. This is MidPennBroadcasting.com.
Final score here, it is Greencastle 32, Chambersburg 29, as a overtime field goal by the Blue Devils. Austin Smith gives them that 3-point victory and a win here in the opening season game. It also evens the series at 3-3. So, Rick, you know, a lot of times we like to go over the drives that happen and things like that. We're not going to do that.
We don't have enough time for that.
We don't have enough time for that. We're going to wrap this up quickly. You have one final word of wisdom from this one.
I think the final word is congratulations to Greencastle for getting the win, doing what they needed to do. They were at times their own worst enemy, but also to Chambersburg. I think they showed a lot more than a lot of people were giving them credit for. I can't tell you how impressed I was with Hoover at quarterback, again, for his poise. So if you're Greencastle, plenty to go. I'm sure Coach Teninis, but, you know, I'm kind of into the other stuff. I saw Coach Teninis hugging Spencer Myers at the end. That's the stuff you remember. That's the stuff that these kids are always going to remember. You're going to forget a lot of stuff that happened. You're going to remember you came to Chambersburg and beat them in overtime, you know, and for 30 seniors, that's a pretty good way to start the year.
It certainly is, you know, and it was a great football game. Second half, a little boring in that first half, let's be honest.
Yep.
And then everybody loosened up and off they go. So both teams with some good takeaways. Both teams have some things they will certainly need to work on as we go. We have a little music on there for me, I think. This is your first time is the
music for you. Does that mean you're going to start singing here as
yes,
we go?
the production engineer. But I will take this time to thank everybody involved with Mid-Penn Broadcasting. As Gary, what year is this for us? You know, sixth year that we've been doing that. Pretty amazing. We're still waiting to try to expand to Mercersburg and to Waynesboro. We're looking for people to try to help us out on that because we want to cover the whole county. But nevertheless, we'll bring you the Greencastle-Waynesboro games. Tonight's game has been a production of MidPennBroadcasting.com. Tonight's camera operated by, I lost your name.
Keith Cole.
Keith Cole. Keith, I know him.
It's been a long night, Greg.
I didn't write it down. Yeah, I lost your name too. Keith, we appreciate Keith. We also would like to thank Lizzie Abergast and Gary Klein for helping us in the pregame show and Stas at halftime. Join us next Friday night on Mid-Penn Broadcasting and Game Time PA for Chambersburg at Shippensburg. Gary will have the play-by-play action, and Rick and I will be in beautiful Cayley Field for Littlestown and Greencastle. Also, the broadcast brought to you by F&M Trust. Pay less rate and get more great this fall with a special offer on home equity line of credit. Learn more at fnmtrustonline.com. Equal housing lender. Antrim Insurance, your local Erie insurance agent. Del Martin Incorporated, a full-service advertisement agent serving the tri-state area for 35 years. Electron Comfort Solutions, serving all of Franklin County with professional service and installation. Klein Stores, New York City, Atlantic City, and more. Visit kleintours.net for a complete tour schedule. That's it for us. 7 p.m. the start time next week for the game at Greencastle. First time they're starting at 7, moved up from 7:30 usual start time. All games will be at 7 at Greencastle. That means we'll be about 6:45 tomorrow to give you everything. So that's it for us. For Rick Lewis, this is Greg Hoover. Have a good evening, everyone.